everybody, and welcome to a smokin' wild ride with Steve-O. We've got jackass star Rachel Wolfson, who loves to smoke a lot of weed and who anybody would agree is smoking hot. So, man, do we get into it. Just details about Jackass, about the all-cast Jackass text thread, about the business, the finance. Man, I might have shared too much on this episode. But hey, that's what I do. I'm not afraid of sharing too much, and I'm not afraid of telling you how important it is to take a dump with your body bent. But what I mean by that is that our genetics, the human body, was designed to take a dump while crouching. That's how we do it in the woods, like this, right? It's not natural to sit on a toilet with your feet on the ground. And that's why, to replicate the position that your body should be in to take a complete dump, you gotta have squatty potty. This is a stool that goes in front of your toilet that elevates your feet so that you're taking a dump crouching in a way that is good for your colon health. Not only good for your colon health, but super important for your health. Plus, it's way more satisfying to take a complete dump. So I want you guys to try squatty potty. I've sworn by it for, 10 years now I've been using this, and I love it. My butthole loves it, and your butthole is going to love it too. Now, if you go to squattypotty.com/Steve-O, you can get your own with 20% off, because that's how cool they are. So please support the podcast. Go to squattypotty.com/Steve-O. Get 20% off your order and treat your colon and your butthole with respect. Now, let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, Rachel Wolfson. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Pound it.
I don't have to introduce you to the international star Scott Randolph.
Yep.
Hi, Scott.
Hi.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again.
Scott's got his best dad outfit. All he's missing is a cigar right now. He looks retired.
I'm like the 2022 Magnum PI.
I love it. You're ready.
I'm going for the chest hair look.
You look like you should be on a yacht right now.
I should be on a yacht right now.
Yes. So can we start off with any abortion jokes?
Oh my God, please get rid of those immediately. That's my joke. Please, when in doubt, pull out. Yeah.
Yeah. I like Chris Pontius's advice to the high school graduating class. He says, a vagina is no place for semen.
Oh, well, he is not without consent. You know what I mean?
You have to have consent.
Are we off to an early start?
Yeah, and I liked your rule of saying, dude, we should start out every male that's born, get them a vasectomy. If they decide to have kids, they should take a class, and they should redo that, and then they should have kids.
Well, my argument was that people should have to get a license in order to become parents.
At least a mental health check.
Right. I mean, you got to get a license to catch a fish.
Or get a gun.
Or drive a car.
Right.
Yeah, that seems fair.
I mean, to have a kid, you should probably take a test.
You get pulled over for being a bad parent. They're like, show me your license and registration.
It's just you have a kid that's just first time having sex, oh, it feels so good, I don't want to stop. And they have a fucking kid.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't stop? It feels so good.
I mean, I think Steve-O needs to have his own birth control branded. His own plan B.
We know how it went with Steve-O condoms.
Oh, yeah.
That was not good.
You actually got people pregnant, actually. There are people out there who have kids because of you.
Yeah, I don't know. I never actually sold any condoms, so thank God I have no culpability for any pregnancies. And I personally got a vasectomy, so I don't have to worry about...
How long did you have to wait until you busted a nut after having a vasectomy?
You think Steve-O waited?
I don't think...
The guy has the record for the longest wait.
Well, right. But I think that the weight, they said don't do any strenuous activity, and we know how I handled that.
Yeah, well,
But this isn't about me, Scott. We've got Rachel Wolfson, the first official Jackass cast member.
Hell yeah.
With a vagina.
Yes, well, that we know of.
Yeah.
it's true.
So it's great too. You know, that we're both in the Jackass world and the world of just sort of comedy, and how beloved you are in both.
Oh,
I
thank
think.
you.
Yeah.
That's so nice. That and means a lot from you, Steve. I really look up to you in both worlds, just for the record.
Well,
Not just Jackass.
It's
Yeah.
a rare stand-up who says that.
I mean, honestly, like, I don't give a fuck. Like, fuck what any hater says. What you've been able to do and what you do is different. It's a one-man show. It's comedic. It's visually entertaining. You make men throw up. What more
And
could
pass
we
out.
pass out as an audience member ask from you? I mean, you entertain.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I
You're a
appreciate
showman.
that a lot.
You're a true showman.
Are we seeing the effects of Jackass Forever and Jackass 4.5 manifest as ticket sales for your comedy?
I mean, I just did 3 shows in Phoenix this weekend with Matt. We had like 255 people come out over the course of 3 shows. I don't know anyone in Phoenix. So for me, if I sell 1 ticket, I'm stoked on that.
That's cool.
And we had, 255 people. So I'm starting to sell tickets in places that I've never been to and that I don't know people in. And to me, that's a success for me because I'm in a building phase.
Sure.
What do they come up to you and say more? I saw you in Forever or 4.5?
Ooh, I think Forever. I think people are still just getting around to seeing 4.5 because there wasn't that much promotion behind 4.5, I feel like. Like 4.5 kind of just dropped on Netflix and like not everyone has a Netflix account.
Yeah.
But what I am getting feedback is people enjoyed 4.5 almost more or just as much as they loved Forever.
Yeah.
I have heard a lot of that too. It's weird. I wish there was a way to get accurate numbers on what the aggregate viewing was for Forever versus 4.5, because I gotta believe that with COVID, fewer people were willing to go to the movie theaters, that like the individually buying it on demand, like versus like the number of people who have Netflix. Mm-hmm. I think that my money would say that more people saw 4.5 than Forever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting feedback for both. I just don't know what I'm getting more of. I think they're just like, I saw you in Jackass, and like that's just
right.
I'm like, I don't know which one, but the feedback I'm getting about 4.5 is everyone loves it. They're stoked on it.
I mean, I think it's landed pretty well.
It's a nice look at behind the scenes of like what goes on and how everything comes to fruition.
And I think it answered a lot of questions for people of like how we got here and like, just some things that after seeing Forever that maybe like they didn't, they were wondering about,
For sure. It had a narrative, 4.5, that was digestible. It felt like a legit story.
Right. I had a really cool moment in Phoenix. We had 3 girls come out who were very much Jackass fans. And one of them came up to me after and she was like, I don't want to get emotional. And like we were, talking after the show, smoking a joint.
Doing Molly.
Yeah, no, none of that, but definitely joints. And she was like, it meant so much to see a girl on Jackass. Like I grew up a Jackass fan and finally there was a girl and she got emotional and I was like, don't do this, we can't cry here. But yeah, it was really cool. The reaction's been so positive, for the most part. And it's really cool to see support from female fans as well,
Super cool.
Were you nervous going in? Like you had no idea what you were going to do? Like where'd your brain take you of like, oh fuck, they're going to do some gnarly shit? Or did you just had no idea?
I literally had no idea. Like even walking to set that day, there was no discussion about what I would be even participating in. I had no idea what stunts were being done that day. I didn't even know, like, honestly, what I was there for. It's not that I didn't know. I knew I was like there to be work. Like I honestly, I didn't know. I just showed up. They sent me a shoot date for the test shoot. There were moments where, like, when we started shooting, you know, Jeff would say to me, don't volunteer for this, or like, you know, like whatever. So I would get feedback along the way.
I understood it that your role was to kind of like roast the guys, just kind of make fun of the guys as they did their bits.
Yeah, I mean, I think that like there wasn't really any full discussion of what my role was. Like, I honestly thought I wanted to come write and be, you know, writing ideas and stuff. But I mean, the fact that I got to participate, that was, you know, a dream come true. I mean, it was so cool. And I think that my role kind of evolved over time, because I'm honestly not naturally a roaster. I don't like to be mean. And
Right.
I knew you guys growing up in my bedroom, or like in my living, not in my bedroom, but
And under my bed sheets.
in my TV, like in my TV, you guys were in my house, like, growing up, and I know you as that. And I look up to you guys like, you know, brothers. But also I didn't know you guys like that. So for me to roast you, it just
Seemed insulting.
I
think
did
you
have that
handled it.
one joke. You know, I had the diabetes joke that I dropped, but it just came out and it just felt so natural, and like it wasn't like it was just Preston. Zach was there, you know, and I don't know. I felt I'm not a natural roaster unless it's like about me.
I know that
Unless it's weed.
Unless it's about me, or I don't know, but or unless I know you very well and I feel comfortable enough to like roast you guys. But even when I did drop that joke,
it was a hit.
It was a hit, but it might have ruffled some feathers at first.
It definitely
because
ruffled some feathers.
I didn't know
really?
we weren't
Yeah.
that close, you know, like we didn't. It's weird coming in as a new person, and then here I am supposed to make fun of you guys who've been family for, you know, 20
Right.
years.
What day number was this that you?
One.
Yeah, that was
Day
day
one.
That was on the test shoot.
And you know
which I
what?
was not at.
When I dropped that, when I said that joke, Spike comes up to me and he goes, more of that. And I was like, okay, I think I got the idea of what I'm supposed to be doing here. So from that point on, just based off the feedback from what some of the guys gave me, it was like, just say as much as possible. But again, I'm competing with 12 comedic geniuses, you know, or at least like they know what they're doing. They know like what.
Well, especially that's like their home court.
Right.
You know, it's like.
So yeah.
If there was any question about whether you would be involved, I know that specifically the diabetes joke really secured your position.
Well, I think at that point, you guys kind of knew, like, Knoxville kind of saw my humor online, but it's different. You can be funny online. Does it transcend in person?
How did Knoxville find you on, like you said, Instagram?
Yeah, I had a joke. I don't know if it was this one initially, but I noticed after like my OJ joke got put up by the Laugh Factory, it got 4 million views on Instagram, and I got 15,000 followers, and a bunch of like, you know, bigger accounts started following me, and it was around that time. So I don't know if it was initially that, or if just the algorithm brought me, you know, in front of his algorithm. And yeah, and then he just was very supportive of my content online, and a lot of it was, you know, observational, very much Jackass style, you know, butt stuff, cum jokes, dick jokes, you know, that was very influential in my childhood.
Yeah.
So he sent you was his first message about like, hey, we're gonna make a new movie?
So
Or?
the message was,
I will admit, I was dying to hear the story about Knoxville sliding into Rachel's DMs. And thank God we get to hear it all. And man, I know that a bunch of you are probably just watching because Rachel's attractive. But please, you gotta admit, I'm looking great too. And you know why? It's because I'm taking care of my skin, baby, with the best products out there for skincare. It's called Geology. Geologie. Geology.com is where you get it. And man, are they going to hook you up if you go to geology.com and use the promo code steveo. You're going to get a 5-piece starter kit valued at $50 for just $15 and up to 70% off your 30-day trial. I'm telling you that this Geology eye cream is the secret to success, man. The eyes are the first things to go, but not mine, because geology's got me covered. So jump on this deal, support the podcast, take care of your skin, reduce your acne, get rid of the oil, and stave off the wrinkling by going to geology.com and using the promo code Stevo. They're taking care of you, so you take care of them. Now, let's hear about those DMs.
Hey, it was, hey, can I give you a call? I want to see if you're interested in something. I want to talk to you. It was like an initial, like, I want to see if you're interested in something, basically. So I gave him my number, and then like 5 minutes later, he called me. And that's when he said it was an anniversary special.
Right.
I didn't know it was a movie. But whatever it was, he said it was Jackass. And as soon as I heard Jackass, which in my heart I was hoping he was saying, which was, you know. And he's like, would you want to come in for a meeting with me and Jeff? And I was like, yeah. So I went in for the meeting. And all they said was, we're going to be shooting, I think initially in October, the first discussion.
Right.
But it ended up getting pushed way back.
Right. It was December, the test, yeah.
And would you want to come play with us, kind of thing? And I was like, yeah. But I didn't know what that meant. I just was down to clown. Like, it didn't matter. But I did say, I was like, hey, if you guys have any writing sessions, like, I would be so down to participate, because that's where my strengths lie, is in writing.
So, your boyfriend, now you're engaged?
No,
just a boyfriend.
Whoa, pump the brakes, you know.
Now they are.
Okay. So your boyfriend, like, what was that conversation like? You know, I got a DM from Knoxville. And
You know, we didn't, Matt and I started dating maybe like a couple months after that.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't tell anyone. I was going through a breakup at the time, and it was actually a really like hopeful thing in my life that I was like, I don't know if how this is going to play out, but I just received a call from Knoxville. Like, I'm doing good, you know, like fuck that guy who I broke up with.
Oh, okay.
You know, and so it was, Matt and I started dating in July, like right around this time 3 years ago. So that phone call was, I think, May.
Right. It sounds about right.
And so, you know, I didn't tell him right off the bat, because I'm not going to be like, hey, just so you know.
Right.
I just kind of like casually, as we got to know each other, let him know that I've been having conversations, but don't tell anyone, because
Sure.
Did he get intimidated?
No. He was so stoked.
Dude, her boyfriend's the man.
He's so nice.
I love him.
He's so nice. He loves you guys, and he grew up as much a Jackass fan as like all of us. And I think, you know, for him, it's also, he's a comedian too. So for him to see a young comedian come in, hit the ground running, fucking hustle. Like, he knew and saw me and heard about me before we started dating, and saw the content I put online, and even like was aware of, oh wow, she's really good at this internet stuff. And he was stoked. That's
cool.
Yeah.
How'd you guys meet? Did you slide into your DMs?
Actually, I slid into his.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did. We met at the Comedy Store. We were both dating other people, and a mutual friend introduced us. And
What'd you say?
I said, hey, can you take this picture of me and my hot friend? And he ended up taking a selfie of himself. So I had that picture of him. And I think we didn't speak until maybe 3 years after that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I found out he had become recently single, and his mentor was Jeff Garland, and Jeff is also a mentor of mine. And I knew that, so I hit up Jeff, and I was like, it was actually Father's Day, and Jeff and I went and had lunch on Father's Day, and I was like, hey, you know your opener, Matt, like, what's his deal? And he was like, oh, it's perfect. And
nice.
Then, you know, we ended up meeting up after
I
that.
love your boyfriend's joke. And by the way, her boyfriend's name is Matt.
Matt Edgar, yeah. Matt with one T.
Matt Edgar. He says, you know, dating, you know, my girlfriend, you know, she's working on Jackass, and, you know, people ask me, like, man, you must be, like, threatened. Like, she's like, going hanging around all these naked dudes with their dicks out and everything. And he's like, Well, it does bother me because I want to be there.
Yeah, he's like, I grew up on those dicks. He's like, if I ever saw Pontius's penis in person, I get starstruck, you know?
Yeah,
he's like,
for
I'd
sure.
ask for a dick pic. And he's so stoked. And honestly, it wouldn't have worked out with me and someone who wasn't supportive. I would have broken up with him. And
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pontius must have the record for like dick time on the movie.
Big time.
Is that a real thing? Has somebody looked that up?
sure
Mr. Skin, where are you at?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's like 6-7 minutes of
It
solid
should go in
dick
the
time.
Guinness Book of World Records.
I know.
Yeah.
So growing up with a DA as a father,
And your dad's a DA, your mom's a judge, right?
She was a judge. She's now a mediator, but she was the judge who put OJ in prison in Las Vegas.
Judge Ito.
No,
No,
that was the. People are like, "Your mom's Judge Ito." I'm like, "No, my mom."
But is growing up with a DA as a father is like the same thing as like being a preacher's daughter? Like, do you get in trouble?
I
or
mean,
is
would
it-
my dad answer the door with a shotgun? No. It's. I guess it would be. You would have to ask the men who have tried to date me. I don't know. It probably is intimidating.
I don't think that's the question more.
I
I think that
feel
he's
like-
saying like that.
Are you
like
wild?
like a Catholic school.
Because see, I'm Jewish, so I didn't get the joke.
But you
no.
grew up in Vegas. I mean, were you going?
I was
buck wild?
definitely, I was like, I definitely was a rambunctious kid. I was a hyper kid. I had ADHD as a kid. I was diagnosed from a very young age. So I played sports, and I was always getting in trouble in the principal's office. Like, I went to religious schools. I went to a Christian school in Vegas. And I think that's how my mom tried to, curb my, wildness, or at least prevent. Because I wasn't, drinking or doing drugs, but, I would sneak out of the house. And
When did you become such a pothead?
it wasn't until I got to college, because, I had taken a lot of pharmaceuticals. I was diagnosed with depression when I was 12, and from a very young age had taken pharmaceuticals for a lot of my mental health,
Like Ritalin and.
I was on Adderall. I started on Adderall when I was 5.
Wow.
Did you ever snort it when you were 5? No.
Although if I did, I would have been the coolest kid.
For sure.
But I,
Did it work like it makes everybody else hyper and stay awake?
you know how many businesses I had when I was 5 years old?
Yeah.
Isn't that like what the deal is with ADHD? Like,
Yeah.
the
I was
kids
able
actually
to
slows-
focus. Like at 5, I felt like, I could conquer the world. But I'm
Yeah.
on legal meth. So
Yeah.
Yeah, doing blow back in the day really made me recluse and inward. I didn't get hyper. I mean, I got hyper, but I think that would be the same effect as ADHD Medicaid. Like Ritalin would make me real
I was very serious. It would make me very irritable. But I would hyper focus on whatever they wanted me to focus on.
yeah.
So when I was 19, I went away to college, and a boyfriend of mine smoked weed, and I was still on pharmaceuticals at the time, and I tried it, and I remember liking the way it made me feel. It just made me feel, I don't know, better. So
And then did you stop the medication or did you still continue?
eventually I came off the pharmaceuticals. I was 23 when I came off, and
Did that suck?
it wasn't as bad as it could have been, because I did it with the advice of a doctor. I was like, how do I taper down with support? And I wanted everyone to know, I did it the way that you're supposed to do it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to just fuck around with this, because if certain medications that I was on, if you come off, you can have a seizure. Certain medications I was on, if you don't take it the right way, you can develop a deadly rash. I mean, this stuff is gnarly. So yeah, and I came off, and I've been off since I was 3 years old, I believe.
Wow.
Or sorry, I was 26, I believe. Yeah.
All right. What can you tell everybody about the crazy jackass cast thread?
Honestly, when I received the text from you guys, in my mind, I'm like, if only people knew like what I see, what goes on, the conversations. I feel so blessed to be a part of it.
It's pretty gnarly.
And the access to early content drops. I mean, I'm so happy I get to be a part of this chat and this, this family. But yeah,
it really is a special thread, except I think Poopy's kind of abuses
He
it.
really does, and he should only, Poopy should only be able to promote, one piece of content.
I mean, promote content.
Also, and, there's other certain pieces of content we receive from Poopy that no one should see. No one, not even God.
Can you talk about it?
I mean, I don't even think...
I don't think we should talk about it. It's nothing, illegal.
It's just criminally boring.
It is.
I wish that there was a way to revoke Poopy's access to this thread on,
there should be censor, there should, how you can censor the words you see on Twitter and social media and the content you see.
It's not a bad idea.
But I mean, let's not create the impression that I'm mad at Poopy.
No, we love Poopy.
He's very innocent in his own little way. He's a special guy
in the eyes of the Lord, maybe, but not in anyone else's eyes.
Right, but it's a lot of fun, and I bring it up because you're so classic in that thread.
Thank you.
Whenever it gets a certain point, there's 13 people in the thread, so you've got every single cast member, old and new, except Wee Man opted out. I didn't even realize that until Dave England told me.
Why?
Wee Man's not in it. Yeah.
He left?
Wee Man hasn't been in it for
I thought he was in it, but he just doesn't respond.
Yeah,
oh no, it's
too.
Aaron barely responds.
Yeah, and but everybody's in it. Tremaine's in it. Knoxville. And we'll get into this everyone's throwing in zingers and it's a joke and it's almost a joke off, and virtually 100% of the time Rachel chimes in with the funniest text.
Thank you. It's so fun to be a part of. It's fun. I will say in the group chat, Poopy's butthole has made an appearance. Yeah. We all know
it's not Poopy's butthole as much as the balloon knot attached to it.
Right.
What?
It's some would say it's art. I don't know.
Why did he send that?
It's not that he didn't send it. It's just
it made an appearance.
His butthole has been revealed on set, and it's become the stuff of legend. Mm-hmm. And it gets referred to quite often.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I didn't know I was part of the cast until after we shot the movie. You know what I mean? There was a conversation after where they were "Oh, you're an official cast member," because I didn't.
An opening credit.
Right. And I was just grateful to be there and to have that experience and to work with you guys. So that's how I'm always approaching any situation.
How has your life changed before and after?
To me, it's hard for me to see, other than obviously my social media following has increased, but I'm not I was never one to I guess I still feel the same. I'm still doing the same thing. I still go to the same open mics. I still hang out with the same people. I'm not flying around on private jets. I don't have $1 million.
Are more dudes sliding into your DMs?
100%. I guess that's different.
Oh my God. That reminds me, dude. She gets the craziest fucking DMs.
Oh yeah.
Dude, the DMs that she gets are so nuts.
Everyone wants me to put your hot sauce in my butthole for some reason. My butthole is just a huge topic of conversation in the DMs.
They want to put the hot sauce for your butthole in your butthole.
Dude.
They want it. I don't know.
Rachel started a separate Instagram account strictly for the most hilarious DMs she receives.
And you just post them?
She
but I post them anonymously because
she respectfully blurs out the handles, so she's not burning up.
There are wives and kids involved. I'm sure there are.
Yeah.
But dude, there's shit I want to
eat cereal out of your booty hole. And so I called them booty
it's
pebbles.
Why is it all about your butthole?
It's one
Well,
of the
not
best.
all of them are. Actually, I do get some wholesome messages. Like, I got this message from this guy my mom sent to prison years ago, but he was like, to be fair, he was like, listen, your mom gave me so many chances. I went through her court. I couldn't get sober, but because of her, I got sober because he finally got his life together. It took like 7 times or something.
That wouldn't have made the Wolfie DMs.
It did. It did
Oh,
because it did make the Wolfie DMs because it was so outrageous that my mom had, sent this guy to prison, and here he is, one, saying so nice things about her and saying how much of a Jackass fan he was. So
Right,
that one,
okay.
because I like to make, I don't want it to always be sexual, because like that's just like an easy grab, I think. Like,
Okay,
sex,
and I think maybe I do remember that.
yeah, but so I mix it up. Some are, I there's some wholesome ones.
What's
in
the
there.
worst one you've gotten? Or what's the link so people can go check it out?
It's Wolfie DMs, WOLFIE DMs. Steveo has been a supporter pretty much since the beginning, so I thank you for that.
What can I say? I'm a fan of filthy DMs that make me laugh, and Rachel supplies them on the regular. Now, you know what else I'm a fan of? Doing business online, selling merch. Just last week, we did this Post Malone video where we did a limited pre-order for t-shirts. And I'm going to tell you, candidly, we sold a whole lot of t-shirts. We actually put ourselves in a position of sending out over 1,000 packages in one day. And that is a lot, but it's easy for us because we use ShipStation. That's how we run my entire e-commerce operation, is with ShipStation. It's one interface which integrates all of your different platforms that you sell on. If it's on Amazon, Etsy, your own website, doesn't matter. It's all just funneled into one place, as well as all of the different shipping carriers like the United States Post Office, UPS, FedEx. See what I'm saying? Plus, they give you the best rates for shipping, which are usually reserved for Fortune 500 companies. You get the best deals, and you print out your labels, you slap them on the package, ready to go. It makes shipping so easy. That's how we do it. That's how we ship thousands of packages in a single day. And you can get a 60-day free trial. You can try this service for absolutely nothing for an entire 60 days. And you too can be shipping stuff like crazy. And it's so easy. So to get this offer, you go to ShipStation.com. And when the website loads, click in the top right corner. You click on the microphone. You type in the promo code STEVO, and you're set up to try 60 days of absolutely free, hassle-free, super easy shipping, enjoying such low rates. You can't beat it. So jump into the business game by selling merch online with ShipStation. Make ship happen, baby, by going to ShipStation.com. Click the microphone in the top right corner, type in the promo code STEVO, and get to work. Now, let's talk more about these DMs.
Someone said, no, that one's inspirational.
They
He's jacking
get-
off,
they
giving you a
get
Gandhi
pretty-
quote.
People are like, oh no. Okay, this was, bruh, I would love to lick whipped cream out of your beautiful, magnificent, and exquisite booty hole. I don't know why they're obsessed with my butthole.
And how do they know it's so exquisite?
I know, and someone, like, people are really, they're like, I'd let you ruin my life. If you were my mom, I'd still smash. That was one of the worst ones.
Wow.
It's pretty epic.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, just a lot of really, horrible, great things in there.
So, have you, done a lot of hard drugs?
Not as much as I think people think I've done. I'm not really into drugs. Like, I'm really just into what makes me feel balanced, like normal, I guess, or as normal as I can get.
Well,
Well, I mean,
What kind of drugs have you done?
Like I've done Molly before. I've done bad Molly, and that was enough to never make me want to do it again. Like once you do the bad version of the drug you think you're doing, normally that would make you want to stop. Well, for me, it makes me never want to do it again.
Yeah, that's an issue. I never asked you about. You ever done a drug where you're like, oh fuck, I shouldn't have done that, or you were just like, yes.
Like when I drank aluminum cleaner.
Oh my god.
What?
I think that's what it was. Like there was some like aluminum cleaner shit, and I fucking couldn't get off the kitchen floor. Like,
Well, because you told me about a time when you were in New York and you just felt like you were free falling and like.
no, that was in London, England. That was on ketamine.
That
Oh, that's
sounds
wild.
horrible.
Yeah,
to
I had
me.
friends
awesome.
who would do that in college and just do it in their dorm rooms.
It was the greatest
And what-
ever.
you're snorting ketamine and all of a sudden you're done snorting again. You're like,
I'm just like so utterly fucked up on ketamine that the hotel room I was in just started free falling, and like I was like looked up, and it was like was looking up at like a shaft that it was falling through. It was the greatest thing that ever happened.
while that was happening, you were like, fuck yes.
I was like, this is the raddest fucking thing. Yeah,
I would have freaked, dude.
See, that stuff scares me. I think because I was forced to take pills as a kid, I don't have that desire so much to do I don't really do that many drugs. Like I've done coke, I've done once, I've done mushrooms here and there, but I really just like weed.
Yes.
LSD.
No, Molly, that was it.
All right.
Heroin?
No, no, never had the urge.
So, you were on the Jimmy Kimmel show.
Yeah.
And was that to promote the movie?
It was to promote the movie. That was in February.
Epic.
Yeah. It was epic. That was also another surreal moment. I mean, yeah, I guess because it's been so much time, I forgot like all the stuff that happened directly after the movie came out. Like that was such a cool moment, hanging with Kimmel and doing that show. And he's such a big supporter of Vegas and obviously comedy. So yeah, huge fan.
And what other big shows have you been able to be
I
on?
did Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. That's Bravo.
The Bert Kreischer's podcast.
I
is
did
pretty
Bert's
good, yeah.
podcast. Love Bert, and I
Yep.
love how much he loves Jackass and
He
all
really
of you guys.
does.
Mm-hmm.
But
And he's so supportive of us. So
he's the best. Weren't you on like was it Wendy Williams or something like that?
no, I didn't do Wendy Williams. I was on. I think it was whose podcast? I don't know. I mean, I did Uncle Joey's podcast. It's been like a while, so I haven't. It's been so long. I haven't. I can't remember. I did a bunch of promotion right after the movie. That was so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, what a trip.
Yeah, life changing, literally. And it's crazy because I feel like my situation. I got into stand up 2016, and I book a movie 2019, 3 years into my stand-up career. I mean, I never got into stand-up to get into movies. I got into stand-up to learn the art of stand-up, and the fact that I even was able to get here is so cool to me, and I'm so grateful for you guys. And I try to tell Knoxville, like anytime I can, because I am so I just am so stoked I got to have that experience with all of you.
Yeah, well, I'm grateful to you. I mean, whenever I've reached out, like you've always just been all about it. I was like, hey, can you guys come over and watch a recording of my live show and give me notes and stuff.
I'm Team Steveo, so whatever you need, Steveo, I got you.
What day number did you guys do the mime bit? Was that right off the bat, or
I was pretty well into it.
Yeah, see, that's the stuff like later on, because COVID hit, and I think they had other ideas, maybe nothing official, but remember, like, COVID hit, like, and then we had to readjust some things. I think a lot of the stuff I think they ended up being able to do, but there's probably stuff that might have been done had COVID not happened. So
yeah, I mean, it was really quick, and they had 2 days for the test shoot. Then there was 1 week of filming, principal of photography, before COVID shut everything down. So basically, I mean, it's pretty incredible how much of those 2 days of test footage made the movie.
yeah, that's actually
Oh, that
so
was
insane.
That was test footage. The
A
mime.
lot of
No,
that
no.
wasn't. But a lot of the stuff in Forever and in 4.5 are from the test shoots. It made the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like almost everything that you guys shot.
Did you know the day of that you're gonna lick the taser, or did you really just know in real time that it was going to happen?
No, Jeff called me, and both the times with the scorpion and the taser, they asked if I would be down, and I said yeah, I would be down. They actually asked me if I initially would be down to do the snake poopies
Wow.
bit, and I said I was down.
It was pretty rad how, like, being there, how well you handled licking a taser. I would have been
Yeah.
a super bitch about that.
You never licked
And
the taser?
she did it over and over and over. That's what people don't always understand, is that when we shoot something, you see it happen once, but in reality, it happened over and over and over.
Yeah, that's what Jeff likes to do.
What?
Yeah.
How many times did you get stung by the scorpion that we didn't see?
Oh, a lot.
Really?
Yeah, and we used like 3 different scorpions. The one that we saw isn't even the most painful one. That one just like hurts a little bit, but there was this one that was super tiny. I forget what.
The smaller the scorpion, the gnarlier.
It was small. It was translucent, but it was harder to see on film. But that one was so painful. That's the one you actually see me reacting to at the end, where I'm starting to sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I just let them, because they wanted to see my lip puff up like cartoon.
Sure.
But my body didn't react that way. I mean, it puffed up, but not cartoon.
I feel like you've been bitten by, or stung by a lot of scorpions.
Yep.
A lot of them. Like, how many would you say?
I mean, the first time was when I was on tour in like 2003 with the African emperor scorpions. Then we actually went to Africa, messed around with a bunch of scorpions.
Is that the small one? The
The
African Emperor?
African emperor one is the black one.
Okay, that's the one that they
Yeah.
yeah. That one's still not great, but
Yeah.
not as painful as the small ones.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
With is it true? Of course it's true that that after the fact, you guys got your deals, all the new people, and it was like they're gonna pay you the least amount of money that they legally can to be a principal cast member. But then after the fact and after the movie came out, they came to you and said, "Hey, we're gonna give you guys participation in the back end."
Okay, so I don't know what everyone else's discussions were, because again, my situation was different. I wasn't like from the beginning. I didn't know I was an official cast member. So the payments I were receiving were just like, I wasn't SAG yet, so they just paid me a certain amount every 2 weeks. And as a comedian, I'm just stoked to see it, and I'm just stoked to be working. So to me, it didn't seem like out of the ordinary. I also didn't have reps when I booked Jackass on my own, so like I didn't have to cut anyone 20% or anything. So again, like I was just stoked to be working. At the end, when we kept getting word that the movie release was pushed back, there was a conversation. Were you on the call for that one?
I don't think so. I remember when they had like one call for OG cast members and one call for...
Yeah, I'm sure. So yeah, there was a conversation with all of us where
they announced that it wasn't going to be October, it was pushed to February.
Yeah, and that was like, man, I mean, after, like, for us, you guys are all, it's okay when it comes out, but for us new cast members, I mean, this is like the beginning of the rest of our careers, of our lives. Like, the pandemic hits, we need some good news. And when they came to us and told us it was going to be like another 6 months, it was just like, oh my God, what are we going to do, you know?
It was so funny on our call. It was just the OG guys and Spike and Tremaine. And like whoever's speaking, like that's what the screen shows. It was so funny because Tremaine says like they're pushing the release date to February, and then all of a sudden the screen turns into Dave England going no, and then the screen becomes me. I'm like, Dave, what are you talking about? I was like, the trailer's out, like there's a big buzz around it, and the second this movie comes out, it's old news, and we're washed up has-beens again.
No, you're right. It actually ended up, that was the beautiful part, is in retrospect, it ended up working out in our favor, like in so much better, because there was so much more promotion. It like people felt like, you know,
there was a buzz around the whole thing, and I was like, as soon as it comes out, we're over, like old news. By delaying the release to, like, you know, months down the road, we're extending this period of time that we're like hot shit that has a buzz around us,
right?
And then you see Spike. He's like, wow, I never thought of it that way. And then you see Tremaine. I need everybody to be on their best behavior.
Yeah, I honestly think that's the most. That fuck Poopies has 6 months more. Not fuck this up. No, I mean, honestly, like it ended up working out for all of us, and it was like such a nice surprise. Any extra information that we got about, you know, finances.
For sure.
So again, like, I'm just grateful, and yeah, I mean, I'm just stoked to
I mean,
work.
yeah, I heard that it was like after the fact, I think maybe even after the movie came out, and they said like, hey, we're gonna give you guys participation in the back
that
end.
was before the movie came out, but it was during that call when they said they were gonna push it.
So
I think
after the
to keep
movie
us
was-
from
yeah.
not killing ourselves.
Rachel's like, wait, what?
I was like-
people are getting participation
Yeah.
points?
Well, I just was stoked. I just
Right.
was stoked.
Well, I know, and I bring that up because I was personally really impressed and happy to hear that. You know, like, you know, over the years, going back to the beginning, like, you know, trying to get paid, it wasn't a real easy thing. You know? And for them to offer that up to you guys when they really didn't have to, like, I just wanted to tell them, like, guys, that's fucking cool of you, and I'm glad.
I mean, of course, like, we've heard the stories about how, you know, how it was before, and
Right.
like, it is different now, and we are a new cast, and we do have it different than you guys, and in a sense of like how things are, just because we're the new generation, and you kind of like laid it down,
Sure.
you know, like paved the path for us. So you did. It's almost like being the firstborn. You know, the baby kind of gets, you know, treated a little bit better. And so my experience has only been positive, like, throughout the whole thing. I have nothing bad to say, like, about anything
sure.
that happened. Not that, like, you were implying that or anything, but I think in Hollywood it's so rare to have that experience, especially on an all-male cast.
Right.
Being the only female, you know.
Well, yeah, and gender aside, the reality is that, you know, people would line up for miles to be able to be in a Jackass movie. You know, like,
I get a lot of submission tapes.
you could argue that there's like so many people would want to be in a Jackass movie regardless of whether they got paid, that it's almost like they don't have to pay people to be in it.
Well,
and
that's totally, like, I mean, coming from a comedy place, like, we do a lot of stuff for free in the beginning.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I was just even shocked that my name was thrown in the hat for this, because, you know, I'm not a pro skater. I don't have that background.
Right.
My background is comedy, which is what you guys do. So, you know, like, I still can't believe even to this day that I was able to be a part of it. So I am still very stoked on it, and it's still very cool to me, and that I hope that shine never dims, you know.
for sure.
No, I think it won't. You have a great attitude.
Thank you.
Everyone's super stoked, and you know, you earned the spot. I mean, everybody earned it, and, you know, like I said, they didn't even have to give you anything, and they did, and I was really impressed by that.
So it's, you know, and I just feel really good about the whole thing. So
Do you have a favorite Jackass forever?
obviously anyone that I'm
Right.
in, no, but honestly, like, Silence of the Lambs was incredible.
I think that's the hardest I ever laughed when,
Oh man, just like Dave's reactions and Pontius like being like the crazy
music.
woman. Yeah, it's so good, and I mean, Dark Shark's so amazing. He's so funny, and just seeing his reactions and situations.
The fear lock.
Oh yeah. Obviously any bit Steve-O's in is iconic and legendary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was just so fun. Like it's like being at Disneyland as an adult, because when you leave set, you're like, wow, what was that? You know, reality sets back in.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like, some of the most fucked up stuff happened to you, and like you couldn't talk about it, and then you would come here to film a podcast, and we're like, "Oh, how was your day today?" And you're like, "Oh, it was cool." And then like, then seeing the movie, you're like, "Oh fuck!" Like that's what you were doing.
It
like,
was so hard to keep it secret for years. Like just act like just live my life, you know.
Yeah, well, people kept wondering why Steve was looking like the dude from Tiger King, Jeff, with the headband over it. Yeah. Every podcast we did, he had the headband
because of the eyebrows.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so classic that in the middle of principal photography, like, what director is like, okay, yeah, let's rip Steve-O's eyebrows off, especially when the whole idea was that we were gonna tattoo a penis on my fucking forehead where the eyebrow was.
And you guys never did that?
Like, at the very last second, Knoxville was like, there's too much dick stuff. We're not...
That's the one they decide to pull out from?
Yeah.
Like, no, that's...
I mean, I'm still gonna get a dick tattooed on my forehead, but yeah, it's just crazy that... But yeah, there was no explanation for why I was the Steve Lowe.
Steve Lowe, or Jeff Lowe.
That's so funny.
Steve Lowe.
Yeah, I like it. Do you have any shows coming up?
Yeah, I have dates. I'm gonna be in New York, July 31st at the Stand. I got my own show there. I have dates in Tampa, Orlando, and Miami in August on my website. I have dates in Austin in November at Vulcan.
Nice.
What's your website?
RachelWolfsonComedy.com. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it's Rachel Wolfson Comedy. Also, Steve-O's been such an inspiration for like RachelWolfsonComedy.com. Seeing like his websites and what he did to Knoxville's website, his art. Yeah, so honestly, I really look up to you, and like a lot of us comedians do, and like what you've done as yourself it's incredible. So it's really cool to have someone to look up to.
Well, thank you.
Cool.
Yeah.
I had set you up with Scott on text to get you going with
Sheila.
some merch.
Yeah, I've been struggling with my merch because every merch person either ghosts me. Not that Sheila ghosts me, but like, I don't know. I've just been struggling.
Do you have designs?
I have some designs, but that's what I need help with, essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm in like a crisis with my merch.
Let's get you set up.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we've got a fairly large audience. We get...
like, Poopy's merch is dope, and if Poopy's merch can be dope, mine can be mediocre, at least.
We did that.
Yeah, okay, then. I need to be working with Poopy's merch people.
It's so funny, like, the stuff that we've done for, you know, helping the guys get on their feet.
No, we need it. We don't, like, you realize, like, before this, you know, Poopy's was just, like, he's not a marketing person. Like, you know,
really?
He doesn't, well, you know, he doesn't, you know, we're learning as we go in some of these things.
The thing was, like, we were so ready to help Poopies. We're like, okay, we got these designs made. Now Poopies, we're gonna order like this many shirts. We're gonna help you like with your online store, putting it together, fulfilling the orders. Poopies was not able to respond to any emails from the people who were trying to produce his shirts.
He needs an assistant. He needs a number 2. Now I feel like I can roast Poopies because I know him. You know what I mean? We can say, you know.
But we should absolutely we should absolutely get some designs cracking.
I need help. I just have one shirt on my website I had designs, none of them sold. They've been up for months. And then
we know for a fact that Rachel Wolfson checks her DMs. So
I do.
Let's enlist some help from all of the graphic designers out there in the audience.
I want to say, like, I do get a lot of really great art made. I'm sure you've seen, because we get made by the same artists and stuff. There's a lot of people who do design and do stuff, and I am grateful for all of them, and I have some designs made from them and stuff, but you know, I'm open to my merch direction.
Cool.
Yeah.
Happy to help.
Yeah, Yeah,
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
for sure. So we've covered your upcoming shows.
Yeah.
We've got your DM Instagram, but is your normal Instagram just Rachel Wolfson?
Yeah, it's Rachel Wolfson. I got my own name on Instagram, so it's official.
Nice. Do you have the check mark?
I do. I got a blue
yeah.
check. I just got a blue check mark on TikTok, although I have no idea what I'm doing there.
I love TikTok.
You do?
Scott is
Yeah.
obsessed with
You're
TikTok.
you're on TikTok?
Dude, I love TikTok. It's the best thing that's ever happened in my life.
Really?
Just kidding.
Oh, I
no,
was
but
gonna
no, I
say-
do like it.
I believe it. Like you could be the biggest star on TikTok. I wouldn't even know.
Well, I just repost these clips and like
okay.
I have like 86,000 followers.
Really?
It just starts going ape shit.
Oh my god.
Scott Randolph
I
83
think
on
it's-
TikTok.
I think it's because he's really attractive.
Yeah, I mean it's.
I've lost
obviously-
30 pounds. I feel
Yeah.
good.
You are looking really good.
Is it the Hawaiian shirt or is it the cologne that
It's
I'm
both.
wearing?
I mean, your skin is glowing.
It's the tan.
I've been playing tennis.
Not pickleball.
Nope, I've been playing tennis to
The real
lose weight,
deal.
do cardio.
My sister once described you as uncomfortably attractive.
Wow. Really?
Well, move over Paul Brisske.
Oh wow.
I mean, dude, you're gaining on him.
I'm certainly gaining on him, and with this video coming out tomorrow, I'm going to be a certified star.
Yeah, you are. Okay, so we've got your
She's like, what
social
the
media.
No,
fuck?
handles.
I'm just agreeing with you.
We've got your website,
Yeah.
rachelwolfsoncomedy.com. Your main Instagram, Rachel Wolfson.
Yeah.
Your unbelievably entertaining Wolfie DMs.
Thank you.
And your upcoming shows. Is
Yeah.
there anything else?
Just stay perched for my journey.
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying like, I just follow me along as I become a beast. That's hopefully.
Stay perched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
I love it.
That's cool.
All right, good. Well, thank you so much for coming and doing
Thank you
this.
guys. Thanks
Yeah.
for having me.
That was fun.
So fun.
Yeah. Could Rachel be any more likable? I mean, don't you just want to see her kick ass? Aren't you rooting for her? I know I am, and I love to see all the comedians just saying wonderful things about her. I love watching her become more successful in her career, and it's just great to see it happen. I also think I might have actually overshared on that episode. I got a little bit nervous about putting this one out. I mean, I don't know what... I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm just an honest guy. I'm a candid guy. I speak the truth. And the truth is, I'm grateful for you sticking around to the end of this podcast. And if I'm really truthful, I'm even more grateful if you had pre-ordered my book. If you haven't already pre-ordered my new book, please do that. Like, the pre-orders are so important to how the book does, how it's received. And if you go to steveo.com, at the top of the website it says pre-order my new book, then click it and pick the right distributor for the signed copy, because I'm signing like a madman over here. Just want to put it out there, man. I love you guys, and God, I would appreciate it if you pre-order my new book. And that's enough for me. Thank you. I love you all. Yeah, dude. Hey everybody, and welcome to a rare Wild Ride with Steveo. Our guest this week is special. In many ways, not the least of which is that they don't do interviews very often. How we got her? Crazy, who knows? But it is Paris Jackson. And as I tell you this, I am on tour in Canada with a gorgeous puppy on my lap named Rue, which we picked up at the Toronto Humane Society. Why? Because Wendy's afraid of the bus, and I could not do it to her anymore, forcing her to travel around on the bus. So since I don't have Wendy on tour, I decided to pick up a foster dog. We're going to find a home for him, and I just want to do that all the time. I'd like to find a home for a dog in every city I go to. But that's just because I care about the world. And also, I care about the environment, and that's why I love Liquid Death Mountain Spring Water. That's right. It comes in infinitely recyclable aluminum cans, and their mission is to bring death to plastic. That's why it's called Liquid Death. The cans are super cool. They look like tall boy beer cans, and what else can I say about them? They are so generous that if you go to liquiddeath.com/stevo, they will give you free shipping on any order of water and or merch. And their merch is a whole lot of fun. Their water is fantastic, and they are saving the world along with me and Rue. So jump on this deal because shipping ain't cheap, and they're giving it to you for free by going to liquiddeath.com/stevo for free shipping on all of your orders of water and merch. Now, let's get into it. Okay, so
You rescued her? She's sweet. How long have you had her?
I've 5 years and
3 days.
5 days or something.
That makes sense. She's been around for 5 years. You're funny. You're so funny.
Yeah. All right, and let's get you kind of on that mic just so that we. And by all means, pull it over to you so you can keep playing with Wendy.
Okay.
Cool. But yeah, she really is something else. And here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Paris Jackson.
Hello.
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 What's up?
This is quite the honor. Thank you so much for coming. I was just telling you that I felt like really pretty nervous about asking you if you would do this.
Why?
Just because it seemed like a long shot. Like I mean, I don't know. I think maybe I'm just that's just me. I don't know. But yeah, thank you for that. It was really cool. Do you remember? We saw each other at an acting studio.
I was probably like, I want to say 13, 14 maybe?
It's been
like
it's been a
decade.
full decade.
Yeah.
It was.
You were sober?
Yeah, I was sober. It was absolutely 2012. And I don't even know if I ended up taking any classes there, but I had signed with that manager that I was with for a short time.
Were you getting ready for the Samuel L. Jackson?
No, it wasn't even about the Samuel L. Jackson.
When you had a cool mustache for a while?
Yeah. No, what it was that I signed with this manager, and they were like, dude, you got to take acting classes. This is a big, important thing. And I was like, okay, cool. So I went over to check out this acting studio, and there was Paris. I was like, oh, well, that's cool. I don't know that we really...
Yeah, you were like auditing one of the classes, I think, and I was on my way out because like the teen class had just ended, and so I was on my way out. I'm actually, my best friend that I met in that class, like when I was like 12, 13, like he's still one of my close friends
Cool.
to this day.
Can you cry on demand?
I'd rather not, but like I can't.
If it's possible. You think you can cry on demand?
How much you paying?
I've been trying to cry, and I'm like, fuck. I'm like watching like Legends of the Fall, and I see Brad Pitt cry. I'm like, dude, how?
Sometimes menthol helps. There have been times where I couldn't do it.
Menthol?
Menthol, like they'll blow. Like that's what I did like a music video for a friend of mine, the 30 Seconds to Mars video, like a couple years
cool.
ago, and I couldn't cry on command, so that one time, so they like blew menthol into my eyes.
And let's be clear too that we're talking about like crying like as a performance in acting, but what you're saying is that you have not cried in life.
I can't neither.
When's
I can't cry. I cried like maybe like a week ago for like 10 seconds. And then I was like, dude, was that cool? Afterwards, and he's like,
right, was that cool? This was your homework to try to cry with your therapist.
Yeah. Because it gets stuck here, and I can't. Like, I'll just like, and then I'm like, nobody's around. I'm like, I look so stupid, and I stop.
Have you tried breathworks?
No.
I feel like that might help.
I read that, but I'm like, I don't even want to like do breath work.
Why not?
Because I'd rather just like watch TikTok.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
Maybe there's a way you can find a combination of the two.
Yeah, or menthol.
Or menthol, that works too.
Because like pain doesn't make me cry. Mm-hmm. Sadness doesn't make me cry. Being happy makes me teary-eyed.
Yeah, beauty.
Yeah.
Make you cry.
I cry at Cirque du Soleil shows.
Do you really?
I swear I do. Like because I'm sitting there just thinking like I'm so moved by how totally radical like this talent is, and just like the possibilities for what humans are capable of doing is so moving to me that I can't stand how rad they are, and like I just start crying. But everybody's watching the show and nobody knows I'm crying, so I just kind of like, you know, right. But if I were to speak to anybody, they would be able to tell I was crying. But nobody knows it. I cry in secret at Cirque du
But
Soleil
are you like
shows.
teary-eyed, or are you like...
I'm not audibly crying. It's like more like, it's like, thank God I'm not in a conversation, because it would be so obvious I'm crying.
Wow.
There's a way to like just let the tears fall and keep it. I do that a lot. I cry a lot.
Really?
Actually, yes. Very like in tune with my, or I try to be in tune with my emotions.
That's rad.
Yeah.
I remember, I think it was like, I think this is how it happened. That like they're like on some random like silly thing that I put on Instagram, I saw that there was like a comment from you underneath, and I just thought like, wow, like Paris Jackson follows me on Instagram. Like, what a trip, rad. And so then I followed you back, and then, you know, ever since then, every once in a while I'll see like, wow, she saw my post. Like, that's super cool. And that's why I was able to ask you if you were doing this, because I knew you followed me, so I could send you a direct message. Yeah. And I think it's just it would fall under the counterintuitive like category to think that, like, you know, like I think we're an odd pairing is what I'm getting at.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty solid timing too. Like when you messaged me, I just so happened to have I don't check my DMs really, like, ever. I've actually had some of my close friends get upset because I don't text back. If people call me, I pick up. Or if people want to see me, I'll show up. But like I'm horrible with texting and DMing, so it was like kind of by chance that I happened to see it.
It's
Why?
We call it a God shot in my world. The universe intended for it to be
Synchronicity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wonder why people are bad at texting, because I respond pretty
I just
quickly.
don't want to.
And
I don't want to be good at it.
but I take it personal when somebody doesn't. I'm like, dude, you took 3 hours?
I mean, the people in my life that I feel like maybe should stay in my life are the type of people that are understanding of it. A lot of my friends like have kids and like lives, so
They don't care.
They also are like, oh, I want to see you too. I'll see you in November. Like, let's make plans 3 months away, because it's like we're both busy. We have things to do. I've got like a couple jobs and like traveling.
What about someone you're dating? What's the best way to get a hold of you there? I see you make time
in
for
a
that.
hypothetical, I don't know, like call me. I may pick up. If it's urgent, call twice. That's what I tell people.
Or if they text you.
I probably won't respond.
Ooh.
There was one girl that, like, this was a few years ago. We were fully seeing each other. I brought her as a date to like my cousin's wedding. She brought me as a date to one of her friends' wedding. Like, it was like going on for a while, and my way of showing up is I'll drive out to you. You know, if you live in downtown and I'm living in Topanga, like, I'll drive all the way, like, a couple times a week. I don't mind. But I won't text you back. And at the end of the day, like, that was the deciding factor of it. Just didn't work. Like, she just didn't like that about me. And you know, a few years go by and I wanted to like apologize and make it right. And then I ended up doing it again. And it's like, it's so a part of who I am that I'd like to make things right and apologize. But it's kind of pointless to apologize for
behavior
for something that you're not going to change. So I could apologize and be like,
Were you guys living together?
no, we lived on opposite ends of town.
The fix is just move her in, and then you don't have to worry about shit.
At the time, I had like 5 roommates.
Oh.
And like 5 animals. So
I have that
like,
dynamic with our Jackass director, Jeff Tremaine. He never responds to texts, and it hurts my feelings every time. And then I'm like, ah, and I'll be like, ah.
Yeah.
And I just don't get it. I'm like, but yeah, some people just don't want to be good at texting.
How do you guys feel about like voice memos?
Yeah, voice. A lot of people do that.
I'm the best texter in the world.
He really is.
Really?
But that's a problem.
He calls it ERT, his email response time, off the charts.
Like, if you had a business and you wanted to go into business with them and you saw like their percentage of their ERT was like a high percentage, you're like, oh, dude, I know they get back to me quick. Mm-hmm. You know? But if they have like a 40%, it's like,
yeah,
I don't want to work with these people.
Should you do the voice memo thing?
No, because then if I listen to it and I don't respond and I lose it, my OCD will take over, and I'm like, fuck, did I imagine that or did I really send it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Right.
I'm a texter.
So there was just the realizing that you followed me on Instagram. I got a real kick out of that. And then now that I reached out to you about doing this, like, I get the sense that you don't do a lot of interviews, that you're like, you know, like a fairly private person.
Yeah.
You keep
You don't text.
you keep a
I
small
just don't like
circle.
technology. I think that's what it is. Yeah, I do. I keep a small circle.
And I couldn't help but have this sense. I'm like, man, I feel like profoundly grateful, maybe even a little bit proud that I've turned into a guy that you would feel comfortable being like, yeah, come on, I'll come over and have a conversation on, you know, like there's like I feel like I've turned into, I've become a guy that like maybe that there's some kind of a, people feel there's a reason to trust me, like when they wouldn't even necessarily have any proof of that.
Yeah.
And it's rad.
Yeah. I try not to, like, judge people based off of what I see on their social medias and things like that, but I do for some reason have, like, a pretty decent intuition if I can like see a picture of someone and I can look at their eyes. It's like a good photo of their eyes and stuff. I can kind of get a general sense for what they'll be like in person, regardless of what the caption is, regardless of what filter they're using, like any of the whatever product they're selling. I can usually just look at the person's eyes and kind of get a. And yeah, you seem like a smart and like kind person, so.
Well, thank you.
Do you get a feeling or do you see colors? Like auras?
Yeah, see if I can see auras. I mean, if I tried really hard, I could probably, yeah. I mean, yours is kind of.
What's my
The
color?
trick is to look around the head, and yours is in front of something white, which makes it easier. I don't know, someone taught me this like years ago.
And so, what color do you see?
Kind of like blue-ish.
And what about
The
Steve?
bluish green.
I'm like,
Yours is like a darker blue.
I'm like wondering like what the hell is going on, and I love how much Wendy loves you.
Well, look at that. Do you see any auras in Wendy?
She's a rainbow unicorn. I don't know. I mean, your eyes could just—I don't know if auras are real or if it's just your eyes playing tricks on you. But if someone's standing in front of something white, I mean, you can kind of see something around their heads. But
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of unfocus your eyes and look for a color. And
Yeah, our buddy's mom like stare here, and then like the peripheral, like things pop up like a little like.
So that's like some clairvoyant kind of psychic.
Yeah.
Also, I learned that like some eyes can see more color. I mean, there's obviously people that are colorblind,
Yeah.
but then there's also like more broader spectrums of color that some people can see and some people can't. And they like have certain tests online and stuff. And I did one, and apparently I can see more than average. I guess like my eyes pick up on different.
That's
feedback.
cool.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to vape in here? Is that
Go
okay?
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't linger.
We were just watching UFC fights with this this British superstar of the UFC named Paddy the Baddy.
Okay.
And he was fucking smoking spliff after spliff after spliff, and I was thinking to myself, God, I haven't subjected myself to this much goddamn pot smoke in my 14 years of sobriety. This cocksucker, I wish he would stop with the fucking weed. And I was that excited to be hanging out with him that I let it slide.
Yeah.
So you and your vape is totally cool.
Well, this is just nicotine. I don't think you can get contact high.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
No,
I don't
it's
think
vape.
that's yeah.
yeah, I don't.
I think all the nicotine goes into your lungs. And then,
Yeah, and we ended up just kind of moving across to the other side of the area, and it wasn't so bad. So we just welcomed you to my house, and thank you for coming here. And you had a pretty big reaction to my Motley Crue shirt. And you showed me that you have a Motley Crue tattoo.
I actually have two. I didn't show you the other one. The second one I have is
Wow.
oh shit.
Wow. You
Motley.
really are a hardcore Motley Crue fan.
yeah, in like freshman year of high school I had that hair, the fucking Nikki Sixx hair, the layered jet black dyed. I looked like Joan Jett. Like it was, I've had like the big spiky bracelets that got confiscated at TSA because it's a weapon type thing.
Yeah.
Like I was a very angsty, like heavy metal 80s kid.
Dude, that's so epic. Yeah, I love that. So I was going to tell you that when I was 13 years old, I'll tell this quickly. Super Motley Crue fan. It was 1987, and I lived in Toronto, and they had their Girls, Girls, Girls tour. Mm-hmm. So the day before the concert, I saw on the news they were in some kind of trouble. They set a hotel room on fire, some weird shit. Mm-hmm. And it was on the news that they were like, these jerks are in our city doing this stuff. And I'm like just freaking out because I'm like, the concert's the next day. So I arrived at the conclusion that they're in a hotel, and like, I'm going to fucking track them down. So I went running to my room to get the name of their manager from my album sleeves on the tape cassettes. Okay. And it was Doc McGee. And then I went running to the phone book, the Yellow Pages, and I called every single hotel in the Yellow Pages, starting at the top, and asking for a room. Please put me through to Doc McGee's room. And called for fucking hours and hours. And then I ultimately was patched through to a hotel room, and this guy answered the phone. I said, "Is that Doc McGee?" And he says, "No, this is Doc's brother, Scott." And I'm like freaking out. I'm like, "As in Motley Crue, is the crew there?" And he's like, "How'd you get this number?" And I told him I just called every hotel in the Yellow Pages. And he was like, "Man, that's fucking awesome. How would you like backstage passes for the show tomorrow night?" And so, and he gave me 5th row tickets. And so, yeah, I was 13 years old, and my dad took me, and we sat in the seats I got, and Dad took photos of me with Tommy Lee and Nikki Sixx.
That is awesome.
What was your dad like? I can't imagine your dad like at the concert 5th row.
I mean, Dad was just stoked. Like, the thing was that this was before they had like call waiting, you know. So if you're on the phone, then the other person's just gonna get a busy signal. There's no beep to click over and. So I was tying up the phone. It was a Saturday. Dad was like watching football in the living room. Mom was annoyed that I was tying up the phone. Mom says, "Hey, stop tying up the phone." And I'm like, "Mom, I'm calling Motley Crue." My dad was kind of observing what was going on. He had never seen me quite so on fire for something. Like, you know, he could tell I was turned on. I was like just driven in this thing, and that's all he ever wanted from me. I was just one bad report card after another, constantly in trouble, a fucking nightmare. Like, wake up, like, apply yourself, you fucking asshole. And here I was. And so Dad told Mom, like, you know, "Honey, back off, like, he's calling Motley Crue," you know. And Dad like allowed it. So the answer to your question, like, what was Dad like during the concert? He didn't fucking care. He was just stoked that his kid was on fire for something, you know?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And I described that whole experience as having kind of turned me into a monster, because there was nothing for me to say to Nikki Sixx or Tommy Lee, but the fact that I was standing next to my heroes because of just my pure will to do so, like, it was so empowering that, like, it really gave me the sense that I could. Yeah, there's no limit to what I can accomplish if I really fucking go for it, you know. And I feel strongly about that in life in general.
It was so rad. I was kind of around the same age when I first saw them play. Are you seeing them in like a week? I think they're playing like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Were they at the Staples Center?
I would. It was on my calendar for the longest time, but I'm on tour myself, so I head out for tour tomorrow.
Good for you. I'm sure they'll be back around.
Yeah, I mean, whatever, dude. I'm not tripping. It's all good, and I don't need to be in another fucking big marijuana cloud like I was with Patty the Patty.
Yeah. What kind of grades did you get in school? Did you get in trouble a lot? Did you not get in trouble?
It may not come as a shock to learn that when I was a kid, I found myself in a lot of hairy situations. But these days, not so much. Because it's so easy for me to have a nice, smooth, fresh, clean shave thanks to the good people at Harry's. Harry's brings us the best men's shaving products out there. I mean, the 5-blade razor that stays sharp for ages, and it's all so affordable, man. I remember back in the day when I was just throwing money away on gimmicky razors that vibrated, like heated up, like all this nonsense that was just totally unnecessary. And as soon as I switched to Harry's, I felt like just a cooler guy, man. Like, I don't need all the gimmicks and the bells and whistles. I got classy shaving products that work extremely well. I've never wanted to turn back. And by the way, I've been using Harry's for a long time, since before I got into business with them on this podcast. That's why they're one of my favorite sponsors of this podcast, and bless them for having such a wonderful deal for you guys. If you go to harrys.com/stevo, you're going to get yourself a starter kit, which comes with the 5-blade razor, the travel case to protect the razor, the weighted ergonomic handle, the foaming shave gel, and a body wash. And this all comes in at a value of $16, but the listeners of the Wild Ride podcast will get it for just $3. How about that? That's worth becoming a Harry's customer. Just try it, because I did, and I loved it, and I've never turned back, and neither will you. Plus, it's going to save you a whole bunch of money. So one more time, go to harrys.com/Stevo to get this killer starter kit and become a Harry's loyalist like me. Yeah, harrys.com/Stevo. Now, let's hear about Paris when she was a kid.
You seem pretty mellow. Have you always been like this?
Yeah, just sadder. I was always pretty kind of like stuck to myself. I was homeschooled for the first 6 grades, and I did fine.
Yeah.
That way, I learned better when it's one-on-one or with my brother.
For sure.
Then I went to a private school in LA for a few years. I struggled there, in part because I just didn't have social skills. And then the other part of it was fully my own doing. I didn't like fitting in, and I enjoyed the things that made me look a little scarier, like the Motley Crue stuff and the combat boots with my uniform.
Yeah.
I loved that, and I liked getting uniform violations. I liked getting detention, and so I had some struggles there, but a lot of it was I will take full accountability for it. Some of it was out of my hands, and then I did all right in the right-sided stuff of your brain, the artsier stuff, yeah, and language and things like that. Other than Spanish, I was horrible at Spanish. But the maths and science, I didn't do well in those. I would just barely pass every year, and then I did school in Utah for a couple of years, and then I finished early because I was done. So by the time I came back to LA, I was I want to finish a year early. I want to be done.
So you didn't play any sports in high school, or?
Nothing that I was really good at.
Yeah.
I was kind of decent at a few of them. Volleyball was kind of just easy because I'm tall. That's all you really for school sports.
Yeah,
all you really need is the height when it comes to volleyball.
Yeah, especially in high school. If you're tall, you're taller than the most.
Yeah.
And on my dad's side of the family, I think it's maybe my dad's cousin. My dad's cousin Jane Glover is this super famous orchestra conductor lady, and at one point we were over in England and we went to see one of her shows, which was attended by the Royal Duchess of Kent, which is this royal family lady. And I was just a little kid, and we met the Duchess of Kent, and she asked my sister what do you do? Are you a musician as well? And then the Duchess of Kent asked me, do you play anything? And I said, yeah, I play baseball.
That's funny.
It was, and I didn't think I was being funny. But yeah, I think that what made me think of that is that you're probably the other way around, where Scott's asking you, did you do any sports? And you were like, well, no, I played instruments.
Yeah.
I played music.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always been into the music thing. Mainly it was just a hobby for a long time, and then in the last few years I was just this is way more than a hobby. This is a massive part of who I am as a person, and it's my favorite thing in the world. So
playing music.
Yeah. Writing, playing, learning, anything involved. I didn't read for a long time. I used to be an avid reader as a kid. I just recently, in the last few weeks, started picking up books again.
Ooh, I got a book coming out next month.
Really?
Yeah, my
Send me a copy,
book.
I'll read it.
Yeah.
Actually, I will.
What book made you want to get back into reading?
Ishmael.
Yes.
You
By
guys
Daniel
read it?
Quinn.
Sure.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
by Daniel Quinn. I name it as my second most important book to read.
What's the first one?
Conversations with God, book 1 by Neil Donald Walsh.
I haven't read that. Okay,
Ooh.
wait. Where's my phone?
Yeah, what did he
will
keep
you, Will you
calling-
message me and let
Sure.
me... That
Yeah.
is... Okay, so this...
Ishmael.
This is
Ishmael.
from Ishmael, this tattoo I have.
Don't you have an Ishmael tattoo?
I don't have an Ishmael tattoo, no.
This is from... So every time you hit a new chapter, there's a little bamboo thing.
Okay.
Like every chapter, that's what that's from. That's so cool that you guys have read that. That's
Yeah.
my favorite book.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an important book because like to read it is so like kind of depressing. Like you walk, like I remember like reading it and like walking through an airport and just thinking like none of this is supposed to be this way. Like this is fucking awful. Like we're the human race is such a not even
virus.
not like virus like a virus but almost like just a cancer, you know, like a cancer on the world. Like it's so and it's such a wonderful way that book, you know, just using this relationship between a gorilla and this kid, like, you know, must that like have an earnest desire to save the world. Like it's the most preposterous fictional novel with the most deep and real like wisdom about the dangers of humanity.
I don't mention the gorilla when I tell people about it that haven't read it.
Right.
I listened to the audiobook and the gorilla's voice was phenomenal.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't read the. I really do. I don't listen to audiobooks.
It was
really.
like an interesting accent. I think it was like maybe even English, like if I
Okay.
can recall. But what was the book that got you in the reading?
Book that got me into reading. I mean, I remember reading as a kid. Like,
But I hated reading as a kid, and
I
then
loved it as a kid.
There's a book that I loved as a kid called My Side of the Mountain. And there was this kid who ran away from home, lived in the mountains, like had this hollowed out tree.
yeah, I remember I read that book in fifth grade.
And that book made me just so stoked to run away from home. Like, and what was extra rad was that this kid ran away from home, lived in a tree, like lived off the land, and then at the end, like his family fell on like terrible hard times, and they all like moved into trees with the kid who ran away from home. So he was like bailed his family out, and he was just like the man at the end.
That's
Fucking
cool.
Man.
What about your favorite book as a kid?
As a kid, I don't know. I read so much because that was like our form of currency growing up. Like my brothers and I, like my dad wanted us to.
Like trading books?
Well, not necessarily. So we weren't just like handed things. Like we lived life in like a silver spoon kind of way. Like we literally had everything. I never had to worry about like my next meal or a roof over my head, whatever it was. Like I got to see the world, but things weren't just like the good stuff wasn't just like thrown at us. We had to like work for it. So our dad had us use like books as currency. So it's like, oh, if we're going to FAO Schwartz and you want 5 toys, well, you have to read 5 books and I will quiz you on it. And so I like read
Wow.
all 7 Chronicles of Narnia in a week. Like
Really?
I woke up at 6 a.m., read the first book, finished it by bedtime, and then next day did the same thing. And in 7 days, I finished the whole.
Shit.
And that was like, I got 7 toys. You know what I mean? Like that was that was our currency. We like had to earn it. And books are like knowledge is power is what he used to say. And books hold
My
a lot
dad
of that.
said that
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Knowledge is power. I remember like I was at some food drive, like to give food away, and some person there was just like, oh, you need to be saved by Jesus. And I was like, damn, I'm just frustrated. This guy with his like. My dad's like, well, the next time someone does that, like, ask them, this question about like the original Greek scriptures and how the Bible was translated from Greek and the what was lost in
Aramaic to
translation.
Greek,
Yeah,
from
Aramaic,
Greek to
right.
yeah.
And my dad he was like, asking this question, bet you they won't have the answer, and knowledge is power. And I was like, yeah, rad.
Ask them how old the Earth is, and they'll say 8,000 years old.
I articulated that really poorly, but there was another person who left some comment like, "God, man, like you need to be saved by Jesus." And I wrote back. I replied to this person, said, "Yeah, you're totally right, but I'm just gonna like wait and for later and Jesus can save me later, and I know that like when I accept him later, that will wash away all the bad stuff I do between now and then. So it's all cool, and Jesus rules.
Yeah.
Which was just a dickheaded thing for me to do. It was kind of an asshole comment to leave, but
Was this like a YouTube comment?
yeah, and I can't
Don't
help.
encourage them.
I know, I can't
Sometimes I
help it.
can't help it.
Do you have a
Yeah.
YouTube channel?
No, but every now and then I'll see. I go on Twitter like maybe once a month because like I don't really do the DMs and things like that. But like once a month, maybe once every other month, I'll just like go on there and see what's up. And every now and then things are just like too good to not respond to.
Yeah, but you're probably responding to a bot.
Sometimes it's a little too specific to be a bot. So one of them, my favorite one that I actually had retweeted and pinned on my profile was someone was
Wow,
like, "Do you have?"
pinning it,
Yeah,
that's
I
epic.
retweeted it and pinned it. It was just a message where someone was like, "Do you have any idea how much of a disappointment you are to your family?" And I was just like, "This is just." I like retweeted it and pinned it.
Dude,
But,
hard
but
not
did
to.
you retweet with comment or?
I retweeted it with. Did you guys see those like videos where people are? It's like this narration with the Arctic Monkeys song, and it's like, "Have you ever been beaten by your girlfriend with a wet spaghetti noodle because she has a twin sister and you got confused and fucked her dad? Well, that's how it feels to drive a Ford F-150." It's like this like narration, and I just retweeted that with that narration as like a response.
Wow. That's
I've always wanted to do it like a show where you get you find the meanest comment on one of your things.
right with like what they do on Kimmel, like mean tweets with
Yeah,
Jimmy Kimmel.
but there's a team of hackers. It's a TV show. There's a team of hackers that finds the IP address, go to the house, and then the guy comes home, and then Chris Hansen's in the kitchen like, "Please have a seat," and then you read the tweet and just like, "You said this thing to me, and why would you say that? Like, it really hurt my," or whatever. Just exposed who the person is.
Yeah, I don't know. That feels even more invasive.
Invasive than them hoping that you
Well,
die
right.
of cancer and you're a piece of shit.
Right, but at least
I've
you're
gotten
not.
some gnarly stuff like
I mean,
that.
it's but it's like, but why would somebody go that deep? And it's like, I want to
Right.
see who said that. Like, what's going on, bud?
Yeah.
If it's super creative, then I almost respect them. You know, like there's some really creative ones.
If it's funny, of course.
Or there's some ones that like flow very nicely. Like if you read it out loud, the way like calling someone a sick bitch, like the way that
Easy.
phonically sounds.
But like if
is
somebody's like,
oh, that's nice.
if somebody says like, something so fucking dark, it's like, bro,
Right.
where does that come from?
Yeah,
Right.
How?
you could just respond and tell them that they need Jesus.
Yeah.
That's true too.
The best is if you just respond TLDR.
I don't know what that means.
Too long,
Too
didn't
long,
read.
Oh,
And then they'll respond and you just keep saying TLDR and they lose their shit.
Oh my god, that's so good. It's so good. It made me forget what I was thinking. Yeah, I know what it was. There's a couple times where I was like, man, I felt like resentful towards somebody, and like I felt the urge to like speak out negatively, like about like whatever I was feeling resentful about. And then what has stopped me from doing that is thinking to myself, would Tony Hawk ever do that? Like, no, God, no. Tony Hawk would never like publicly speak out like negatively about somebody so as to tarnish their reputation.
So
like,
you're more like WWTH.
yeah, WWTH. What would Tony Hawk do? And then as it relates to dealing with negative comments, it's all about what would Dana White do. Dana White is just so unfucking phased by any negative fucking comment.
You
doesn't-
moron.
He's like, you fucking stupid asshole, fuck up. Like, and I want to be more like Dana White, and I want to be more like Tony Hawk.
Wow.
Yeah, no negativity, and just not affected by negativity either. Yeah,
sometimes it's easy. Sometimes it's
right.
I mean, sometimes you get high off of it because you're like blood. You get a little rush.
Right. But let's talk more about your music. Do you have a full album out?
I have. Yeah, my debut album came out in end of 2020. So I did
Okay.
all of that during like COVID. Like flew to Georgia, made a whole record in like 2.5 weeks, and then within like a couple months it was out.
Wow. And what's your record label? I understand.
I'm
you
with
sing-
Republic. Yeah.
Republic,
So,
okay.
well, I made the album before I signed with them, and then I got a meeting with Monty, one of the record executives, and
the A&R.
the whole department and things like that. And I met with him, and I played him the whole album, and he wanted to hear it like in track order, and I was like, "You sure you want to sit with me for 45 minutes and like listen to all of this?" He's like, "Yeah, play it for me." So I stuck the burned CD in and I played it for him. And he's like, "All right, cool. So when do we start? Like, when do we sign?" And I was
That's
like,
awesome.
"Oh, awesome." And then, and since then I've put out like a couple singles and like a short folk EP, and I've been working on some other stuff with a few friends
Cool.
that I'm excited to put out.
I saw you perform music on Jimmy Fallon's show on your Instagram.
That was awesome.
It was a stellar performance. To look at it, you might think that Paris really takes care of herself. And to look at me, you would think I am definitely taking care of myself. Can you believe I'm 48 years old and killing it on a skateboard, roaming around all over the world in just tip-top shape? And a big part of the reason for that is Athletic Greens. That's right, man. It's because my diet has no gaps, because they're all filled in with AG1 from Athletic Greens. And what is that? Well, it's the most convenient, comprehensive daily nutrition. Comes in a packet or a big thing with a scoop, and it is delicious. It's loaded with 75 different vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, adaptogens. It helps with your brain health. It makes you think better. It helps with your gut health. It fills in the gaps of your diet so that you've got all the nutrition you need. Plus, it tastes delicious, and it just makes you healthier and happier. Plus, if you go to athleticgreens.com, well, if it's your first time, then you're going to get 5 free travel packs with the comprehensive, convenient daily nutrition, plus an entire year's supply of immune-boosting vitamin D. That is a big, generous offer from the good people at Athletic Greens, and it is available to you if you go to athleticgreens.com/Stevo. I'm telling you, it's time to jump on top of your health, and that starts with your diet. So, one more time, athleticgreens.com/Stevo, and get that deal. Now, let's talk about Fallon. Yeah.
That was so fun. I'm usually, like, I'm my harshest critic, so sometimes I'll see videos of, like, performance that I just did, and I'm, like, not nice to myself. I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
sure.
I could have been better. There. The Fallon one was one of the only ones where I'm just like, no, I'm satisfied with that. Like, I'm actually...
You were fucking
That wasn't
feeling it,
bad,
you were
and I
going
felt-
for it, and
I felt
rad.
good. Yeah, I felt good. There's a lot of... I've learned, too, that, like, especially with the way I'm singing now, I kind of have stopped with the sounding like how I think I'm supposed to sound. Because I did that for a long time, just using a prettier, softer voice, and now I'm just sounding like me. And that, in a Bright Eyes, Conor Oberst kind of way, is not a tone that a lot of people love. It's like a...
In a Bright Eyes,
You know the band Bright Eyes? Like
I know.
They're like early 2000s, but like the guy's voice, he's one of my favorite singers. He's one of my favorite artists. Some people aren't like a huge fan of like the tone that he uses and how he sings, and same thing with the band Future Islands. Like, I love kind of just like it's different. It's not like a conventionally good voice. They're not doing anything wrong. They're not like
Right.
hitting a wrong note, but the way they sound is just not what people... You're not going to hear it on like a mainstream radio
Right.
station because it's just not as digestible. That's what I'm looking
Right.
for. It's not as digestible.
Like if I were to sing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, so I just like, I don't know, it's more, I'm using a tone that feels more authentic to myself, and that's not something that people love all the time. So the Fallon thing definitely was, I got some blowback with how I'm singing now, which is fine.
Just negative comments. Do you get nervous before you perform?
Oh yeah.
Because here, I'm curious to know your thoughts. Steve makes me do stand-up for him sometime. And, like, I got to go somewhere else 20 minutes before the show. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. I'm so nervous. I'm pacing. And Steve's just like, you know, on a FaceTime call right before he gets up. He's running late, and he's just like, he doesn't not bother at all. And I even looked at we checked his heart rate before a show. Mine's like 165, 170, like it's jacked. He's just like, it's 58. Like,
How long have you been doing it?
6 months. I hate it.
Okay.
I don't,
How long have you been doing it?
I've been doing it for a long time.
But how long have you been doing it? You've been doing it for a while.
So, if I'm about to play a show that's like a small hotel cafe kind of thing, and it's just me and my acoustic guitar, no nerves whatsoever.
Nerves.
Because I've been doing for a long time. I've been playing in like tiny local venues and like doing whatever like for a while now.
Yeah.
And so I've gotten very comfortable with that.
Like Phoebe Buffet.
Pardon?
Phoebe Buffet.
I don't know.
That's from Friends, the girl who's playing the
Oh
cafe.
yeah, exactly. The cat. She sings a cat song. I don't know too much about Friends, but I know that there's like a cat song. Yeah. So that I've been doing for a long time. For me, a long time. But the having a band and like doing like the louder stuff is pretty brand new. So playing a festival like Boston Calling, there were like by the end of my set there was like I think over 1,000 people in the like my section of the audience, which was for me a lot of people, and I was so nervous beforehand, and like I get nauseous. I have to take like a Pepto or a Tums.
For sure.
Are
you like, don't talk to me, just leave me alone?
I'll shit my pants. No, I like to huddle with my band.
Really?
Like my before show. Probably if I'm really nervous, I'll huddle with them, and I love my band. They're all like, they've been doing this for a while. They're like hired guns. They play in a lot of bands together,
Cool.
and they're older than me too, so they can like calm my nerves. They're like, you know what you're doing. Like we got you.
Yeah.
I definitely can be nervous, like especially like taping a special, like that'll make me super nervous. Like even like taping like taping the show to important people, or if there's important people at the show, like anything that kind of raises the stakes of the show will give me nerves. And I remember too, I had this crazy experience, like it's kind of inappropriate for me to share, but I was the speaker at a big 12-step meeting. And I remember being really nervous getting up to speak in front of like whatever it was, like 100, 150 people, like super nervous. And I remember going directly from there to go sit down with Mark Maron on the Mark Maron podcast. And all of a sudden now I'm speaking to like fucking millions of people. And I was so totally like just sitting there with Mark Maron talking on the microphone, like no nerves at all, and it was millions of people listening compared to where I had just been so nervous in front of like 100 people. So,
Well, it's funny the way you show your nerves, because I've seen you, two instances I can recall being nervous. The first time was when you filmed your Guilty as Charged, and when you walked out in the audience, and it was, I think it was just so overwhelming that like you took a beat for extra longer than you should have, and it was kind of like a lot to take in. And then when we showed the skyjacking bit in Miami with your dad in the audience, and you came over and you were just like giggling, you're just like, oh dude, like I just thought that was interesting, of like a display of the same emotion but two different ways.
Yeah, I've got a really ridiculous show that I tour with called the Bucket List Show, and it's a multimedia show where I talk about like just the craziest ideas that I ever had, and I never thought I would actually do them, but then I did. And so I show the footage of these things happening, and one of the things is called skyjacking, where I literally go skydiving for the first time ever, completely naked, with another man strapped to my back, and masturbate to completion, and simultaneously fall out of the airplane as I'm ejaculating all over the place.
So he's got his dad in the audience, his wife,
my dad,
his sister, their friends, their family, and we knew it was coming. We're just like, oh shit!
That was enough to make me nervous.
That's awesome, though.
Well,
when was this?
When did I do it? It's been a few years since we actually taped that bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was one of the first things we taped for the Bucket List Show. It's all pretty high level stuff.
Wow.
Like super over the top stuff that I would never have been able to do for Jackass. And
calling around to the different companies to let us do that was interesting.
It was a challenging bit. Yeah, it was a wildly challenging bit. So when you're I was thinking about like you were describing being homeschooled and you're sort of like I pictured you sort of in general. You're not like a super extroverted person. You're kind of quiet. Like, and then I wonder how much that's at odds with just getting out on stage and just rocking and like letting it loose.
I can be very extroverted. I can be but I have a meter. Like I can at times be like the life of a party. I know how to network. I know how to strategize. A big part of like being in the fashion industry as well as the music industry is making appearances and meeting people
Right.
and talking to people, making friends. And so I'm able to turn that on. But I'm definitely, for the most part, like very, very introverted. I can be very extroverted with like a small group of people as well.
Right.
That's a lot easier and that's more organic.
Uh-huh.
It depends on the audience, though. If I'm
Right.
performing, like how big I'm gonna go, it depends
Yeah.
on the audience. Like for the Boston show that I just did, that was wild because it was the biggest stage I've ever played. Like the size of it, like I was able to run top speed back and forth, and that I had never done before. But it just like it happened, and like the audience was feeling it, and I was feeling it, and I'd never performed like that so far. That was like the first time like really giving it that much energy, and I saw like a good portion of the audience all like moving their heads like this in sync with each other, and I'm like, okay, most of these people have never heard my music before, and I'm getting them to have this kind of reaction. That feels great. That hypes me up. I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna make it bigger, and I'm gonna yell louder, and I'm gonna like really project. But then there have definitely been times where people are just like not feeling the set, or like
So you're kind of feeding off the crowd and what their energy is, and so it either it goes kind of one direction or the other.
yeah. I'm one of the last tour that I went on, one of the first shows that we did, I was opening up for this kind of like a bluesy John Mayer-y kind of dude. I don't want to like compare him to another artist, but that's what it makes me think of. And we were in Vegas. We were like the small venue in Vegas, and it was like on the outskirts of Vegas too, so it wasn't where like the party is. And it was like a relatively empty venue because they're not here for me. They're here for the guy that they bought the tickets for. Like I'm just the opener. So that was just like kind of like a dead show, and I was like looking over at my guys. I'm like, all right, let's power through. Like let's get through this. So it depends.
So talk to us about the fashion industry.
What do you want to know?
I feel like I've seen you kind of in that.
How many countries
vibe.
have you been to because of fashion?
Because of fashion?
Like, yeah, how many countries have you been to their fashion week?
Only...
For sure, France.
Oh, yeah. That's the one that
Milan.
I go to. That's my go-to is Paris Fashion Week. I try and go twice a year. I still have yet to go to Milan Fashion Week. That's a bucket list for sure. And then I've done London a couple times and New York a few. And when I first started like 6 years ago, I did New York Fashion Week a lot because I was with Calvin Klein.
So when you started 6 years ago, in what capacity did you start? Modeling?
Yeah, I first started with the modeling, like doing
runway.
No, actually, my debut runway, like proper Fashion Week runway, was walking for Gaultier in Paris Fashion Week right before COVID hit, and it was Jean-Paul Gaultier's final show as a designer before like doing like this whole retiring thing, like 50 years in the business, and it was huge. I remember like going to the casting and like doing it and being so nervous because I've done like auditions and castings for acting and fashion and been told no before. Because I'm well aware of like my platform and how my name can get me into a room, but whether I get the job, that's dependent upon like, am I capable of it? And Versace's told me no before because my walk just wasn't it. Like I just didn't have the walk yet, and that crushed me. But then when I went to the casting and I got the Gaultier gig, like that was like, so it felt really good, and I knew that a massive part of that I had earned, and I was able to do it, and I didn't trip. I was wearing like 6-inch wedge heels, and
Does that happen a lot? People tripping?
yeah, especially in like the shoes that I was in. Like there's stairs sometimes on the runway, so if you, it's a lot easier to fall if there's stairs and you're wearing like 6-inch like stilettos or wedges. And
Yeah.
I feel like if you do a YouTube search for like models eating shit on the runway. There's probably like mass compilations.
Yeah, so many people. I feel like everyone falls at least once. I feel like that's pretty. It's got to be a rite of passage.
You fell?
I have not yet. Though. I mean, it's it can happen.
Are you even a model if you haven't fell?
No.
That's epic. And so when you're doing this like high level fashion stuff, is it like it's got to be obnoxiously lucrative, huh?
What do you mean?
Like to walk the runway for GoTA, like is there like a bunch of money that comes with that?
I think it depends on the person, and it depends on. I mean, I got like a standard rate, right? They usually depends on the brand.
Okay.
Depends on the brand. Some I'm sure you walk for free. Some of them it's like they'll pay you a lot.
Clothes.
No, you never get to keep the clothes. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
That's
like
all.
maybe
Especially that
was-
GoTA one. A lot of it was archival, which is like some of it's like priceless.
Yeah, like Kim Kardashian wearing the Marilyn Monroe dress.
Yeah, that's a very like priceless kind of
Yeah.
piece. I have one of my favorite things that I own is one of Lee Alexander McQueen's designs from his fall winter collection in 2007, and I like wore it in a music video and I ended up buying it. It ended up like fitting me perfectly, which usually never happens because I'm not sample size. So the fact that it like fit me was like really exciting. And
Sample size is like a fit model.
it's like sample size is like the standard that they usually design for, and then you can tailor it once it's been.
Is that the same size as a mannequin?
Yeah.
Not to be
that
rude
would
if
be
I don't know.
that would be sample size. Yeah. So there have been times where I have fit into sample size before, and also every brand's different. Like YSL sample size is a lot smaller than like say GoTA.
YSL
It
for the people who don't know is Yves Saint Laurent.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're saying Gautier, and I'm thinking about the song "Somebody I Used to Know." That's like I'm like, oh, cool.
Spells a little different. Sounds the same though.
Sounds the same.
Yeah.
Sounds the
Gautier.
same.
So you get the music is popping off, the fashion is popping off. Have you where's the acting at?
Acting's cool. I've done a few like cool things that I'm proud of. Nothing as of super. I mean, I did something in April. It's not out yet. But nothing on the horizon right now. So far.
Right.
We'll see.
And like in the digital, of course you have the Instagram, but these
The Instagram.
it, but you don't you don't have your own YouTube channel or anything.
I do. I'm not the one that runs it though.
Okay.
Same with like Facebook.
Okay.
The Facebook. I
The
don't.
Facebook.
I haven't used the Facebook since I was like 17. I used to have like my own personal account, and now there's like a main account that's run by a team.
So for the YouTube, the YouTube that gets run by somebody else, what kind of stuff goes on your YouTube channel?
Like the music videos and stuff, lyric
Okay.
videos for like my music and things like that. It's mainly music focused.
Okay.
My Kimmel performance, my Fallon performance.
And have you made music videos for your songs that are just like legit?
Yeah, there's a few. The first really big one was to promote my debut album, and that one was wild because we had like Eli Roth consulting, and the chick that did the ballroom scene in Beauty and the Beast, she was our like main choreographer. Those people, like that team was our
Beauty
main.
and the Beast with the chick from Harry Potter?
Yeah, we had like a remarkable team, and we did it all in like one night. It was like one of the bigger budget ones, and it was like a short film, and I was so proud of that one. My heart gets ripped out at the end, and you can like see it beating, and I'm like bleeding on the floor. It's very dramatic, and I learned how to waltz for that video. Like it was a whole. I
Cool.
took lessons. That one was super fun, and then one of the more like mellow ones was a duet that I did with like my hero, and it was more like we were playing with light and photography, and I was like creative director, and I specifically asked for like someone that is more of an expert with photography as opposed to directing, because I wanted to like play with light and silhouettes and like chopping up our faces and putting them together kind of thing, not in like a gory way but in a editing way.
I still can't get past your heart being ripped out and it's beating.
I'll send it to you after I leave here. It's
And
fun.
so it's like so your heart is ripped out by presumably by a hand, and it's a hand holding a heart that's beating.
It's like my lover in the video.
Wow. And do you find that with your music videos on YouTube that the viewership on it is just like insanely high? Like, I mean, in general, I think music videos on YouTube get like a ton of views.
I think it depends on the artist. Like, I've gotten like, I don't know. I think that video, the Heart one, maybe has 2 or 3 million.
Okay.
Which is significantly lower compared to like a lot of artists
Right,
out
right.
there
Well,
right
Post
now. I'm
Malone's
not.
getting like 999.9 million.
Yeah,
Like, what
some people
the
get billions.
fuck?
Billions. I'm not by any means like a super like well-known musician. Like my music isn't like
Right.
super well known. I have a couple like friends that are in local bands and stuff, and I'm in the same like monthly listener category as like a lot of my like
Right.
local LA band friends.
You notice too as well that with the music videos on YouTube that it's not even YouTube, it's like Vivo.
Vivo, yeah.
Vivo, so like
I don't really know like the difference.
Yeah, I don't know the difference.
Maybe they bought
either.
Vivo out and they just get all the money for it.
Yeah.
If you can drive traffic of everybody listening to one song of yours that's out right now, which song would that be?
Adagio. But people, it's less of a song and more of a demonstration. It's like over 6 minutes long.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
like-
and
it's longer.
that's got its own YouTube link.
Yeah, there's
So-
there's like a dark lyric video attached to it.
You
I
know,
did it with my favorite band in the world, so that was very exciting for me.
Well, what's your favorite band in the world?
Manchester Orchestra. They're like my
Wait,
all-time.
what
Yeah.
orchestra?
Manchester Orchestra.
Oh, Manchester. I thought you
Yeah.
that.
You're thinking Manchester United.
I was thinking
You
the Mahavishnu Orchestra, which
I
is
don't
John
know.
McLaughlin, this jazz musician I like.
You like jazz?
Yeah. I mean, I've liked it in the past. A lot, you know,
Pat
like
Metheny.
Pat Metheny, George Benson, Earl Clue, John McLaughlin.
Fucking guy. He picks me up one time and he's listening to this and I'm like, what are you listening to? He's like, Jim Benson.
George
I'm like,
Benson.
he's like, no, he used to perform with Earl Klug. I'm like, excuse me? Like,
I'm fully.
yeah, exactly. The only reason I know those names is because Steve listens to that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm a weird guy. What do you want?
No, I just thought it was
Yeah,
funny
yeah.
because you were like, yeah, it's a no-brainer.
So for you know, like we put this podcast out on like every audio platform that podcasts exists, and then we have YouTube as well. And it's like for the YouTube version, we can put in the description YouTube links to these songs, so that
Okay, sweet.
anybody consuming this on YouTube can just go to the video description and find the links. We got to put the beating heart in there.
Sure.
Yeah, the heart
Got it.
ripped out, and then the adagio one.
Adagio one. That one's so far my favorite song of mine that's like out. Partially because like literally my favorite band. I did it with them, but also because it's just if I don't know if you guys are Radiohead fans, but they're like another favorite of mine.
Isn't Radiohead the band that like reformed with like practically the same lineup as a different name?
The Smile. That's the new. Yeah, it's Johnny and Tom from Radiohead. They're like doing like a.
And weren't they something before they were Radiohead?
They
Stereo
have
face.
a lot of. They have. I mean, I know Tom York does like a lot of different side projects. Like he also has one called like Atoms for Peace, which is solid, and then he does stuff under Tom York. He did the entire like soundtrack for Suspiria, like the remake of Suspiria, which is like a fantastic soundtrack. And another one you can throw in there. It's not a YouTube link; it's a Netflix thing, but it's a 15-minute short film that Tom York did with Paul Thomas Anderson to support Anima, which was like an album of his. One of the greatest pieces of work I've ever seen in my
That
entire
sounds
life.
like it doesn't have anything to do with you, though.
No,
You're
it
just
doesn't.
a fan of it.
I'm just a fan, and
So
I want.
we're not putting that in there.
I'm just trying to get Tom
We
York
want
to love it.
Adagio.
I just want Tom York to love me.
What
Okay, gotcha.
what does adagio mean?
Adagio in slow tempo. It's So I'm like here like low key shitting on jazz. I listen to classical music. I grew up listening
She's
to
like
classical
minor in
music.
jazz in college.
No, Adagio for Strings by Samuel Barber is one of my favorite songs, and it's it was kind of, the title of it was like kind of homage to Samuel Barber, who's like a fantastic composer. But I grew up listening to some classical, and sometimes I still listen to it.
Yeah, right on. So it was a motorcycle that you rode here?
This is a scooter. It's not
It's
a
just
motor-
it's like
yeah.
a Vespa.
Yeah, it's a little piglet. I will one day get a hog, but right now it's just a little piglet.
Man, my girl like owned a motorcycle, and I was like, you gotta get rid of that fucking thing. Like, it's so dangerous.
Yeah. it
How
is.
far did you drive that thing?
I've taken it up to Topanga from like around this area before.
Yeah, because I have a motorcycle and it's like it's rough to ride that thing. If it's not
Okay.
like I bought a Royal Enfield.
No shit?
Yeah,
Dude, that's the one that I want to get.
Royal
I want to get a
Enfield.
Royal Enfield.
I rode around India, which, by the way, got picked up on IndieFlix.
Yeah, dude. When did that happen?
I signed the contract like last week, and so they're going to air it on IndieFlix. It's a pay-per-view. I rode a motorcycle around India for a month.
Sweet.
And then I've like filmed myself going to different like ashrams and meditation places. And then I loved it so because I rode a Royal Enfield over there that I bought one when I got home, and I just keep it at the warehouse and I ride it around. But if it's like a 499 cc, and if you're riding at Topanga, like it's a bitch to ride on the freeway. You know, if it's not like a powerful one,
up and down the hills,
and like there's so much that can go wrong. But and so I try to like just take it for a driver. I remember I was riding from Malibu to here, and I was, you know, my helmet was all fucked up, and you know the little face shield, the hinge came off, and it swung around, and I was going so fast that my face went like this, and I couldn't see, and so I it's like you have to not panic, and you slow down, but like, and then like go slow enough to turn your face in. But it's so crazy because there's so many fucking things that can go wrong on a motorcycle, but it's so fun lane splitting.
It's a blast. It's funny. Royal Enfield is the one that I really want to get. My rock climbing buddy has one, and I've ridden on the back of it.
What kind does he have?
I don't know the exact model, but I know it's one of the rare ones that they only made for 2 years, and then only a few were shipped out.
Is it a cool color?
It's gorgeous. It's like silver with like black and yellow.
Yeah, I think that's the bullet. It's the
beautiful.
I got the baby blue.
It's funny that all of my other friends that ride, including my brother, they all ride Harleys. Mm-hmm. And being like an 80s heavy metal fan, like that's the one that I've always wanted up until recently. Like I rode on the back of an Enfield, and I'm like, I think this is.
You know, you tell him it's the Harley of India, babe.
You know, it's funny. He told me, my climbing buddy's like, look, you'll go somewhere on Sunset Boulevard, and there'll be a row of Harleys lined up, but no one's going to comment on any of the Harleys if they see Royal Enfield. 100%. They'll always comment on that.
Everybody always says something about mine. And I walked out. I rode it to somewhere one time, and I walked out, and some guy had his dog on there. He was taking a picture of it, and like the nails were digging into the seat. And I'm like, what do I do here? You know, it's kind of like you pause. It's like, okay, the guy's taking a picture, but then you see the thing's nails digging into the leather, and I'm like,
what kind of dog was it?
Chihuahua.
Let me push back a little bit here.
Okay, Mr. Animal, right.
If the dog is small enough to be sitting on a motorcycle seat, presumably it's not heavy enough for its nails to do damage to the seat.
You tell me, because the thing was just like, and then like he picked it up, and I was like, hey, what's going on? And
Chihuahuas just shake. That's just how they are.
Okay, and then when he pulled it out, the leather came with his fingernails. So it's like if I was like
Well, I think it's less about the dog and it's more about the person. I've learned that some people in the world, and you can sometimes tell when you meet someone just right off, they've never been slapped. Yeah. Some people just have never gotten their ass beat before, and you can tell.
Wow, I had a dream that I got beat up in my dream, like last night. How I got the fucking crap beat out of me.
Do you ever like try and like punch back, but it feels like you're punching like underwater? Yeah, Jello.
I had a dream the other night, and I don't really dream that much, that some guy was just like putting things in my hand in prison to keister, and it was a pager, and it was a broken in half pager, like the clip was off, and so I'm like, in your dream, I gotta put this up my, and then like I woke up, and then I
imagine it's a premonition. It's like a
oh fuck, dude, don't even start with that.
That's Scott's
I have weird dreams. Like there's some dismemberment, and then Jar Jar Binks pops up out of nowhere, and all of a sudden like Tweety's there, but Tweety turns into Big Bird from Sesame. It's like weird stuff happens in my dreams.
How often do you dream?
Every night.
Do you dream every night, Steve?
I would say so, yeah. And you know what? I think that I've been taking melatonin like a lot. You know, I take melatonin like every night, and I'm finding that melatonin really like makes dreams more
vivid.
Yeah.
But I dream twice every 6 months. Like I don't remember.
You take melatonin.
Do you write them down?
Like crazy.
No. Yes.
Do you write them down?
Nah.
I write them down. They're
weird.
Do you think they mean something?
Sometimes I'll like pull them out, huh?
You think they mean something?
You know, there have been a few times, especially in the last like year and a half, and this could just be me looking to make it a reality, but there have been times where I have like deciphered it, or like what's it called when you interpret. Yeah, so I've done the interpreting thing, and it ends up being like extremely accurate in like a spooky way, and sometimes I'll like double check with my friends, just be like, am I crazy? So I'll like, if I have a dream that feels like it might mean something, I'll tell someone, And then in like a week or two, if that thing ends up coming true, I'll hit up that friend and be like, yo, guess what happened? And then I'll have like a kind of like a person to go off of, just so I know I'm not like insane. But much like witchcraft or tarot cards or dream interpretation, all the things, like, I don't know how real it is. Like, it could be me literally just manifesting it, law of attraction style, and me, like, it just being the power of the mind. It could be that it's real, or it could be that I'm just making it all up and it's not actually real. But I do know that there are results, and I've seen results, so it doesn't really matter to me whether it's real or not. If I'm seeing results and it feels good, then I'm like, oh, all right.
Yeah, I feel like dreams are like you're living out you in another multiverse. You know, it's like some kind of shit going down.
Well, what's interesting is my dreams are so real that, like, I can feel the facial hair on someone, I can smell their cologne, I can, like, it feels just as real as this. But I feel like the only reason why I consider this to be reality is because this one lasts longer. Like, this one is the most consistent one.
Yeah.
But, like, some of my dreams are just as real as this. They're shorter.
Really?
And, yeah.
I would agree with all of that, just except for the fact that there's just so much, like, negative bullshit that goes on in my dreams a lot of the time, like, and there's also, like, just so much abstract, like, just shit that doesn't make any sense, that, like...
Just a floating baby.
Right, for me to give weight, for me to lend credibility to the things that happen in my dream and like, ascribe to that some kind of meaning, like, I just would be lending credibility to some negative shit a lot of the time that I don't even want to entertain.
Yeah.
There's a lot of negative stuff in this reality, too, though.
You're right about
that.
Not
to turn it back to Ishmael, but that's like...
YouTube comments.
Pardon?
YouTube comments.
Right. Yeah, for sure. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, there's probably just as much negative in both worlds. That.
When did you read Ishmael?
Recently.
Very recently. And you know, there's a second one.
I have it. Actually, I finished the book that I was reading today, and I planned on, after I leave here, starting The Story of B.
The
Story of B. It's the second one. I was going to start it tonight after I left here.
You know, I started The Story of B and didn't ever really get the momentum going with it. The Story of B starts with the phenomenon of locks. Is that right?
I
don't know.
I haven't started yet.
But I remember in Ishmael, he kept saying "buana," and I kept listening. He's like, "Yes, buana," and he said it throughout the whole audiobook that it drove me so nuts that I pulled over to a Barnes and Noble and found the book and read, and he kept calling the guy buana. It's like BWANA, which is like a sign of respect in African cultures.
Okay.
It's just such a fascinating book.
Yeah, I gotta give you my book. I've got two now. My first one came out in 2011, and New York Times bestseller, 5-star rating on Amazon. It's like my proudest shit that I ever made. And now my second book comes out next month on September 27th.
Can people pre-order that, Steve?
They can pre-order it, and if you pre-order it, that's the way to get an autographed copy of the hardcover when it's new. It's like my little trick to try to sell pre-orders.
Where can they pre-order it?
At steveo.com, right at the top of the website. You can.
He's good at this.
Yeah.
You just threw him up a softball.
Dude, I love that, man. Thank you. So I would love to share that with you. That would be super cool.
Yeah,
do you have any tours coming up?
Yeah, I'm going on tour with the Revivalists, which is super exciting. And
where can people buy tickets for this?
On the Revivalists website. I think they're on my website, too.
Cool. And your website is?
Let me look it up. I don't know. I'm telling you, man, I'm not like a technology person. I'm not really...
That's great.
good with all this stuff. Let's see. What's my website? Nope, this is a pre-saved link. I don't know. Maybe just on my Instagram or... That works.
Cool.
All right. So maybe link in bio.
Yeah, link in bio. Something like that.
Link in bio on the Instagram.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
And is there anything else that we can draw attention or traffic to?
Adagio.
We need everybody who's consuming this on YouTube to get into the video description and consume these two music videos.
Yeah. I did a music video recently for my latest single, Lighthouse, but I also have another single coming out relatively soon-ish.
And when you do consume these music videos that you find in the video description, then we want them to also subscribe to the channel on which those videos live.
they can do that if they
And ring the bell so you can be the first to know about future video uploads.
Yeah.
And
Leave a couple hateful comments.
Yeah, fuck, you'll pin them on your Twitter. I like when you ask the guest the same question that Mike Tyson asked you.
Right.
That's a special one.
Yeah, Mike Tyson at the end of the podcast, he said, these cameras, they're millions of people. Like, while you have their attention, what do you want them to know?
That's heavy, man.
It's heavy.
That's heavy.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed by it. I forget what I even said.
It takes you back because you're like, yeah.
You know what?
I'll answer for you.
Yeah, because I want to run this by you. It's something that I feel really strongly about, and I love, and it's kind of my mantra in life, which is that to be successful, you know, is something that most everybody wants. And when we think about what makes people successful, intelligence is helpful, right? Talent is useful. But intelligence and talent are absolute chicken shit compared to enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is the engine which drives like everything that matters, you know, everything that makes one successful.
Motivation and willingness.
Yeah, enthusiasm. And if you break down enthusiasm to its Greek or Latin roots, what you have is en theos, which means with God. So when you're fucking on fire, when you're passionate, when you're enthusiastic, like, you're doing God's work.
I have a fun fact for you.
Okay.
So, the word inspiration
Ooh.
in Greek is translated to God's breath.
Wow.
But breath in Hebrew is the same word as soul. So if you translate it to Hebrew, it could be God's breath or God's soul. That's what I have tattooed here next to my Ishmael one.
I love it. I asked you if Tommy Lee knew about your Motley Crue tattoo. He said, "Oh yeah, he knows."
Oh yeah, he knows. He knows.
Like, so are you buddies with Tommy Lee?
Yeah, I met him. We've hung out a few times. I've known him for a few years now. I know Brandon a little bit about his kid, who's like around my age. I know him a little bit better. But yeah, they're all very sweet.
Yeah,
nice.
Tommy's just the fucking greatest, man.
We had so much fun with Tommy on the podcast.
We had so much fun with him.
I bet. He's funny.
Yeah, he really is.
Funny.
He's funny and he's cool and he's easygoing. He's like
there's always been a little kid. He's got that little kid energy, and
I feel like the Dirt, MGK, the Dirt, like that's who he like portrayed, and like that's pretty spot on with how he was.
Yeah.
I love those books. The Heroin Diaries, The Dirt, Tattoos
Yeah.
and Tequila. I read those all when I was like 14. I loved them.
Nice.
Great books.
Yeah.
I thought about the audience thing. I love the motivation's important. The knowledge is important. Like all the talent's important. But yeah, that motivation helps with like the legwork and like actually kind of like faith without works is dead. That whole thing.
Right.
It's like knowledge is power, but if you don't do anything with it, you're really not doing anything.
Right.
Like, it has to be put into action.
Yeah, I think that's too what made my dad so happy with me calling Motley Crue. Is like, you know, I was doing God's work, man.
Yeah.
Calling on fucking Motley Crue. Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, it's been super rad too. Like what a great experience to do this with you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet
It's
you
good see
too.
again.
Yeah, very good energy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I work hard on that.
Yeah, you can tell. I mean, the Wendy
Little Miss
veered
Thang
straight
helps a
from me
lot.
to you, and it's never happened.
Pardon?
The Wendy just veered from me to you,
Now
and
she's napping.
I'm
now.
forever fucking jealous of how much my dog loves fucking him.
yeah, Steve
Good
came
dog.
number 3 to Wendy in this podcast.
Right. Well, right on. Yeah, so we can just
Should we hit record now and start doing it?
call it there. But yeah, if you have any thoughts where you're like, oh, dude, fuck, like, take that out, just let us know. Like I said, man, we're not.
I think it's fine. I don't think I said anything too incriminating.
And there you have it, folks. A fascinating young lady named Paris Jackson. And I like to consider her a friend. I think that she would be okay with me saying that. Also, I like to consider Rue a friend. He's a mischievous little guy. And I don't know if he's supposed to be with us on the bus or at my house, but I think we're going to help find him a home, and I think that I'm going to just get into the habit of finding more homes for more animals. Because that's what I'm about, man. Like Curly from the Three Stooges. Go ahead and Google Curly, Curly, from the Three Stooges, and dogs. Get a load of that guy. Saved and rescued, homed 5,000 dogs estimated in his life. That's what he was about, man. And I'm taking a cue from old Curly. With that, I love you and thank you.